with some commercials. Anyways, hello everybody. Welcome. Greetings and salutations to you all. I am Razim, and this is E3 2018. While the main press conferences are over, what it seems a lot of people don't realize is that the show still, the show goes on. As you can see here, the schedule scrolling across the screen. Sorry that my game is blocking it partially, but speaking of, I should really attend to that. Oh, jeez. They are not happy. Oh, they have cannons! Oh! I didn't realize that cannons were a thing yet. Oh, jeez. Okay. We're gonna reload.
Will you walk the line like it's there to choose? Just forget the wins, it's the best to use.
Okay. So, not taking on a Danger 4 or 5.
Follow me into the jungle. Ain't no God on my streets, in the heart of the jungle. Follow me into the jungle. Ain't no God on these streets, in the heart of the jungle. Won't you follow me into the jungle? Lost my mind in the city of lights. In the back street balls and the neon lights. When I heard the thunder, I could feel the rain. It's the same religion, just a different name. Won't you follow me into the jungle? Ain't no God on my streets, in the heart of the jungle. Won't you follow me into the jungle? Ain't no God on these streets, in the heart of the jungle. Won't you follow me into the jungle?
So it looks
Hello,
like it's...
everyone. Kelly Link here. This is E3 on Twitch 2018. I'm joined by DJ Tech Live, and I actually didn't catch your name before. What's your name?
My name is Adam. It's really complicated.
Adam. And I also could have just looked at the screen
could've
too.
cheated,
Adam,
man.
thank you for
Yeah.
joining
Yeah.
us here. We're looking at Pro Evolution Soccer 2019. We just got to see an amazing trailer there. It looked
We're pumped.
like it was
Did the job.
not gameplay. The entire
Absolutely.
time I refused to believe it,
Yeah.
even thinking that
We
some of
didn't
it was
believe him.
live action footage.
Yeah, we asked him 3 or 4 times. Like, are you sure? Is that real sweat?
That makes me feel so happy.
Good, especially
because
after forgetting your name.
Yeah, exactly. You made up for it. No, but seriously, it makes us so happy because one thing that we did is we took a huge decision in dropping what we call internally a G3, which is PS3 and Xbox 360. And we are using an internal engine called Fox Engine. And that kind of used memory across both platforms to make sure that it would work well on those systems while being able to do some visual stuff, extra stuff with the PS4, Xbox One. But we dropped them, so we went all in on the memory. We're using PS4 Pro. We got 4K HDR. Xbox One X. Obviously, if you've got an amazing PC, it's going to be insane looking as well. But what you saw in that trailer and what you're going to be seeing now as well in the gameplay is obviously in game. So we're here at Anfield, it looks like, which is
absolutely
in
insane.
Liverpool. So you can see the walkthrough on the tunnel. You see the players looking all real. The kits, something that we mentioned before, and it's snowing as well, which actually is a new weather feature for PES, mainly because we've signed a league exclusively where it snows a lot, and that's in Russia. So you'll only see that league in PES, which obviously the World Cup's going now in Russia. So it's kind of a really good time to announce that as well.
Well, something that you're talking about leagues that you were saying just
Yeah.
a few moments before, you guys have a lot more licensing now.
Yes, we want to change this perception PES doesn't have licenses. You know, we had some tournament licenses in the past which were kind of headline, gave us the trophy, gave us the branding, the music, but no teams. And so people got a negative perception about PES. So we want to change all that. So we went out and we signed 7 new leagues, which is the naming, the trophy, but also every team that competes in that league. So no longer is this negative perception, they've got this license, there is no teams. Now it's they've got this license and it's all the teams. So they're the 7 new, but what we've said is that it's going to be minimum 9. So we've still got 2 more to announce, minimum, and we hope it's more.
Wow, so right
More
now
as
you have
well.
7 new leagues, new partnerships, stadiums.
Yes, absolutely. So you're seeing Anfield here, which is one of our partner teams, but Barcelona is the other team playing, and their stadium, super iconic, the Camp Nou, is exclusively in PES.
Wow.
We have many more exclusive stadiums as well in PES 2019, which we'll announce a little bit later on. We've got a tour going on middle of July till the start of August, and we're going to be announcing loads of new partnerships, loads of exclusive stadiums, new legend players. And by the way, we signed a legend player just this morning, and I'm so excited. But I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I can't tell you.
You can't
But-
bait us like
No,
that.
but I'm
What
so
can it be?
excited about it. It's absolutely amazing. It's a part of a new partnership as well. And when the fans hear it, they'll be like, PES legend, not just a football legend. So
Okay.
that's the hint that I'll put on here.
you
But I'm
guys.
so excited. Okay.
It's really cool that
Yeah.
like a game that's been, we've seen it a year and year,
Yeah.
that you can still keep adding new things to it, such as the 11 new skill traits.
Yes.
Can you talk about
Yeah.
that, please?
Absolutely, yeah. So what we've tried to do is bring in some characteristics which you only kind of can see and tell if you really love the sport. PES, it's like its trademark has been making the players feel individual. So when you control Messi, his dribbling is insane. Obviously, Messi's good at everything, but you can really pinpoint those skills. So in this game, actually, is Firmino, who plays for Liverpool. His trademark is the no-look action. So when he shoots, he's actually really famous. When he signed his new contract at Liverpool, he did a no-look signature. He does a lot of no-look passing.
ons.
But in the game, we've got his trait that when he does some passes, ooh, nice shot by Suarez, what a goal! You'll see the nets as well. They're fully animated.
The physics is
Right.
fantastic.
Completely possible because we have gone new or current gen only, and you can see the textures. The crowd looks incredible,
I
right?
want to touch on that crowd for a
Okay,
second,
go for
okay?
it.
You know I've been itching to do this. The celebrations are amazing. The crowds, back in the day, we used to have flat crowds
Yeah.
looking like,
Maybe 2 sets of
Yeah.
animations that would go up.
right?
Yeah.
But the crowds actually, the shake, everything is there.
Yes.
And you feel good and you're satisfied when you make a goal.
Yeah.
What went into animating this crowd and having so many different points of interest?
It's a huge difference. I just want to pinpoint that shot as well. That's a trait where you've got strikers who are really good at shootings, like Suarez is, and with the power, he can keep the ball down, but it still stays fast and strong, bouncing.
Goal shake.
And it's
sorry.
good. But just regarding the crowd, what I will say is that even a few years ago, it was what you're talking about in PES.
Right.
We kind of hid it a little bit. We did really good blurring and masking, if I'm honest. But here, again, what we're doing is we're unlocking memory. So we're unlocking memory by just using these new consoles. We're unlocking the power of, Fox Engine, which, as you know, was made for a wonderful 3D open world game. But we haven't really been able to maximize it. And what you see now is individual animations in the crowd. As you can see here, even in game plan, you can see that they're wearing different shirts and
Yeah.
clothing
Different
and
animations.
stuff. Different
They're
animations
alive.
moving around. Exactly. And you will see actually as well, behind the goal, you'll see security. moving around
Yeah, I
and
saw that.
stuff.
I
and-
see security at the end of each hall as well,
Yeah.
standing there too. You guys really, I mean,
Yeah.
clearly you guys love soccer.
Yeah,
Which helps,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
No, but it's the attention to detail.
It
and,
really
you know,
is.
And I think when you're talking about on the pitch and what Pez is known for, we just mentioned those 11 skills, but also around the pitch as well. It's really important for us to engross you so you think that you're watching a real football game. And the visuals are so good now that I think that you can. And when you compare it with last year, it really is night and day.
Absolutely. I want to touch on something a lot of people don't even look at. The UI is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's clear, it's concise,
Yeah.
it's pretty, it's right to the point.
Simple
Yes.
too.
Right,
Yes,
right.
yes,
It's not
yes.
all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the transitions are beautiful.
Do you know what I will say about that? In terms of the in-game HUD and the menus and how they look, this is the one thing that the fans consistently feedback on that they want
Really?
refreshed and improved. This is new. So we've had some really good reception to this. As you mentioned, it's a different, clean look, but it's super clear. It's actually the colours are very true to our campaign message, which is black and gold, power of football, which is our message,
Everything
which
is
is all about the
readable.
power. Yeah. So we are improving, and what I will say for the fans watching as well is that we do want to keep improving and make sure that we are listening, and they want us to be modern and updated, and we're going to keep trying.
That's a big thing, especially this year.
Yeah.
A lot of game developers are reaching out to their communities and asking them, what can we do? Investment. And the communities being as invested in it is just a,
Listen,
how valuable is that to you guys?
for us, it's our blood. It's the reason why we're still here. I mean, let's be honest. We've got a huge competitor in this space, and people, especially in the US, only know one soccer game.
Right.
So for us, the reason why we have been around for more than 20 years is because of our fans.
Of course.
That's the only
Absolutely.
reason.
I
only
went
reason.
to Japan recently for Tokyo Game Show.
Yes.
And this
Winning
game,
11.
Winning 11 is
Yeah.
so big over there.
Yeah, massive.
It is.
Absolutely huge. And just to see the way the fans get passionate, and I was just posting up all the awards that we've won at the show, and the fans feel like they've won the award. This is their team, they're supporting their team, and they thank us when we listen and we do well. They tell us very strongly when they're not happy, if I'm honest.
But given the fans and the people that care, a voice is
Yes,
so huge right now.
absolutely. So I'm super happy with that. And,
I applaud you on that.
We don't have much time left, only a few seconds left. You
Yes.
have improved negotiation system and a budget management.
Absolutely in Master League, so it's what the fans asked for as well. What I do want to say before we go is that the release date's crazy.
Yes.
It's August 28th here in the US. It's over a month before any other soccer game, and we're going to announce the demo at the PES League final on July 21st.
Boom. There you have it.
PES 2019, everyone. Adam, thank you so
Adam.
much,
Absolutely
Frank.
amazing.
Guys,
Absolutely amazing. Thank you, guys.
Don't go anywhere. We have more games coming up here on E3 on Twitch.
So, sports games really don't interest me. Plain and simple. And you're welcome, Rivas. You are welcome for the coins there. But yeah, sports games just I am not interested. Just plain not interested. He doesn't need to know how to clean anymore. The captain's got other duties to do other than, well, doo-doo duty. I swear I am a mature adult.
My favorite episode is probably The Girl Who Waited. Be sure to come on over and check out Hyper RPG. We stream all kinds of nerdy, sci-fi related content all week
Yeah.
over there in the chat.
I have seen this commercial so many frickin' times. I'm glad you stream all those things. Now, can we move on? Please? I should give him an actual weapon. I'm gonna increase his ranged attacks. Ooh, a flintlock pistol. Let's see. I'm gonna try to get all of their intelligence to 20, I think. Because intelligence on here is basically your passive leveling. Well, having higher passive leveling is very nice when you need to get somebody leveled up.
Jurassic World Evolution.
Yeah, this guy's ready to join the actual crew. Take him out of training now.
PS4 and Xbox One.
He's higher than some of my other crew now. And he started as lowest. He started at like 4, and then, you know, just I kind of got him all the way up. 8, 9. Switch him to a Viking sword, I think. What happened to the stream? I don't know what that was all about there. Oh. I think Twitch itself died. Am I still alive? Well, it looks like I am still live at least, or I still have internet. I don't know what's going on here with this E3 stream, though. This is a little odd. And by a little odd, I mean very odd. Then again, I've seen them make some mistakes with this stuff that are just like, what the heck are you doing? Alright, let's try refreshing it again. There it goes.
He is really good at this match, so it's perfect.
Wow.
Oh, look at the level is falling.
It is true.
Incredible.
So
Yeah.
not only does the map disintegrate over time, but everybody's primary attack is this bounce bomb. It bounces once and then explodes. So literally every time somebody's attacking,
I like
they're destroying
this.
the map at the
Wow.
same time.
So there's a plays a big strategy. So you can take direct damage, or you can take no fall damage, but damage in the obstructive
Exactly.
stuff like lava.
How you're gonna get out of there.
Precisely. You can even get. So you're noticing these boxes, and so you can get different power-ups that are going to help you out. Colin just picked up a sticky bomb power-up.
Oh.
There's another power-up which is a lava bomb, which allows your first
Oh
or
my
your next
God.
3
Okay,
throws
this is looking
to be
really
lava
fun.
bombs instead of bouncy bombs. And so what happens is you get these pits of lava,
Right.
and then the map starts destroying around them, and all of a sudden you have lava waterfalls, you have
my
explosions,
gosh.
you've got big jumps, and it's madness and it's chaos, and that's why we love it. We were playing inside the office, and it was like, people that don't really like PvP are like, I guess I'll give it a try. And they
Right.
play this and they're like, no, I really like this.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is cool.
So I'm the type of person that might hurt myself. So if I have a lava bomb, if I throw it underneath me, it will hurt me too.
Oh yeah, it'll
Okay.
hurt you. So your bounce bombs and your sticky bombs don't hurt you, and that's something
Right.
you can play around. But you throw that lava bomb at your feet, and you're gonna be roasting.
Oh my goodness.
And it's actually kind of fun because the bouncy bombs, you'll get in the habit of throwing it at your feet and trying to skip it, and then you'll get the lava bombs and kind of forget and throw yourself in a pool of lava.
Oh my goodness. So,
Luckily, there's healing power-ups you can get too.
Oh, I was just about to ask if you can heal yourself. a big thing. So there's no gliding because I know gliding is a thing in Trove.
That's correct.
So you disable that.
What's
Okay.
really important is that you enter this, everyone's on an equal playing field. So it doesn't matter what class you are, it doesn't matter what your level is. If you want to play Bomber Royale, just hop in and play equal playing field. You get 2 jumps, basically. So we restrict your jumps, and then it's all about the power-ups that you get. When you kill someone, you can pick up the power-ups they have, so it just sort of escalates more and more. So you can see the map
What
getting
is going
destructed.
on right now?
And it's cool because it never plays the same way twice because the destruction around the map is random. It goes outside in, but where it starts is random. Where people throw bombs obviously is random, and so it's just this chaotic experience.
Just on grapple hook. Does everyone have the grapple hook? Is
Yes.
that straight for
you
that character?
You start with the bouncy bombs and the grapple hook, and then everything after that you got to pick up and sort of figure out what you're doing on the fly. You know, watching out for the lava. You can also fall off the map.
Right.
We have the bomb jump, which Cohen hasn't gotten yet, but we'll see in a little bit, where it shoots you up into the air. It does damage around you
Destroys
and
stuff.
pushes people out.
Oh.
So you get someone on the edge of the map, and you use that and try to knock them right off the map with it, which is pretty fun.
And I have to ask,
Yeah.
are you guys going to introduce teams of any sort?
No, not to start with. It's just a free-for-all mode.
Gotcha.
One cool thing about Trove is we can iterate really, really quickly. And so we're excited to see how people engage with this, what they like about it, and then we can, add stuff on going forward. But for now, it's just like, hop in, free-for-all, have fun. Like we said, the match is going to take 7 minutes at the longest. If you win, awesome. You played for 7 minutes, you get sweet rewards. If you die, you can just hop in the next one. You don't have to wait for it to end. You just hit play again. Boom. No long matchmaking. It takes seconds to find a match, basically.
Oh no!
Colin's going to show that off for us just on time.
Thank you. I was gonna say, what are my rewards? How am I gonna spend them? And how do you get that cute little outfit you were wearing?
Yeah, so you get the top 10 people get rewards, so that's one nice thing too. 15 to 20 players, top 10 get rewards. You can get tokens that you go to the PvP merchant and spend them. You can get things like outfit pieces, a box that gives you all kinds of PvP rewards. You can even get a 2-headed dragon, which I think is the coolest thing. Fly around Trove World with this thing. It's got 2 heads, they each shoot different stuff, Mass 1, Mass 2.
So wait, the things you unlock in this Royale mode are going to be persistent in the other modes as well?
Yeah, you can use
That's
them.
amazing.
Yeah, and one cool thing about Trove is we want you to play the way you want to play. So you earn XP if you want to play this mode. All of those items are tradable. So people that are like, I want the 2-headed dragon, but I don't want to hop into PvP. PvPers can keep getting those things, put them on the marketplace, trade them, give them to the adventure players, and then get adventure stuff in return. So
That's a really smart
Play
tactic.
PvP,
Absolutely.
strengthen the economy.
exactly.
Yeah.
You just gave me a new tagline.
There you go.
That's the new-
That's for free. That's for you, James. You
royalties
take
over here.
that.
I'm gonna take that. So there's 3 different maps. We saw one that was sort of the flat map. This one is way more verticality, a lot of islands, a lot of places to fall. And
A lot
so,
more cosmetic pieces here with the trees and the cacti. I feel like we're gonna see bad things happen.
oh yeah, we're gonna see all sorts of explosions. The other cool thing for people that aren't familiar with Trove is like we're walking around with this sort of villain-looking outfit with a fox head. Trove is all about being silly and fun and customizing your character. So you'll see people with like grilled cheese mounts and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. It gets a little insane.
Fashion wars at the end of the day.
Fashion
is what I like to call it.
wars,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So, just like any other battle royale, now is it timed to where you can come back if you fall off the map or something like that, or you're one and done?
You're one and done, and you just enter the next match. So that's the cool thing is that
Just keep playing.
Exactly, you just keep playing. You saw Colin hopped in, got a new match basically right away. Especially we're on our public test server right now. When we go live, these things are just gonna be kicking off
Oh my God.
non-stop, and it's good fun. And what's crazy about it is it's part of a larger expansion. So we're not even showing off. There's a whole new adventure mode, a whole new way to play, an entire new planet, and then PvP on top of it.
Trove of content.
Oh, she's on fire today. Oh my God. And this is all free. We want that.
Oh yeah, free to play game. You can hop in, play for free. Bomber Royale. I mean, the important part is, Trove Geode if you're interested in it. There's, cave exploration. If you want to do that, hop in, jump in the caves right away, play that. If you want to play the adventure content, go do that. If you want to play PvP, literally you log in, it puts you in the tutorial as a new player, and it's like, do you want to go adventure or do you want to go do Bomber Royale? You're
That's
like, yeah, I
awesome.
want to go
That
do
is
Bomber
exactly
Royale.
my attention span.
I like to
I
point
think
out.
most of ours now.
I see his dodge. His dodge is actually a dab.
Yes. So this
I'm
class.
gonna see that again, sir. Oh, goodness. You gotta escape the haters.
Dab when everyone's dead.
So one thing that Colin's showing off, so he's now got the full suite of abilities at his disposal, and he's hopping around these islands trying to stay safe. One thing that's really cool about Trove is if you're in this water, you get infinite jumps up through the water. So sometimes you'll fall off this map, but if you can just get in one of those waterfalls, you can hop your way up and save yourself. So
I love
we've
that.
seen some epic plays that come from that direction, which is pretty cool.
Is the waterfall your guys' bush? Can I just get in there early on and just kind of like
So,
hide the whole game?
you know what's funny?
Like-
So early on, we've been playtesting this so much. People were doing that, and they're like, "Aha, I'll just stay at the bottom and hop around in it." We've made it so the water has things that actually generate it. So so if someone does that, you see them down there, and you're like, "I'm just gonna bomb that generator," and the water runs out, and they fall to their death.
They go to the source.
Yes, you know,
I like it. I like it. Oh my goodness. So the reward, not the rewards, but the ranking or system or ladder, anything like that. You guys gonna add any of that?
So that's one thing we're looking to see how people engage with it. Right
Okay.
now, we have leaderboards in the game, and so there will be leaderboards that track. I believe we're tracking kills, matches, bombs thrown. I actually think is
I was
one.
gonna-
So it's just
okay.
like you play a lot, you can get on the leaderboard for this thing.
Right.
We don't do any sort of like MMR or tracking that way. Just hop in,
Very
play
good.
the game. But if you play a lot, you'll get rewards through the leaderboard system.
So I think
for
that's
sure.
really cool to be rewarded for certain actions that are taken on the actual map itself.
Exactly. And we incentivize it, and the skill players, you want to try to get the kills there, and players that just play a lot, they can get cool stuff for that too. We really want to incentivize sort of all those ways of play. Colin, I think, there's not much room left here. You've got
goodness, what's he
lava,
gonna do?
I'm very
no
impressed,
blocks.
though,
There's
Colin.
4 people
you.
left.
Yeah, my platforming skills have gotten much better.
Rachel, I think you need to shoutcast this right now.
All right, we've got Colin here, one of the last remaining players on the map. He's going to try and stay towards the center, but avoid the lava, going way up high and nails the platforming. That's going to give him a great angle down onto the battlefield. He's chucking those lava bombs. Going to be a huge consequence for these 2 remaining players. But
That was
DJ Tech
sick.
Live.
Oh my God.
Using the grapple
is
hook
at
at
stake here?
his advantage.
That was
jumping,
really good.
Falling, using some kind of tactic we want to see. Seeing the map take away from himself, but will he be able to be a competitor lasting in this if he just keeps running?
He's got the high ground here on Bunnysaurus. I don't
Go
know
for
if he can take her out. Bunnysaurus dodging away, sticking on that last thing. We all know that Bunnysaurus, she's kind of an okay player. You know, not
that's
that great.
actually
not
contrary
that
to what
great.
I heard. Bunnysaurus, 2-time world champion,
Oh, I'm
as
gonna
I
get shanked
understood
when I
it.
get home, by the way, for that one.
Name
So,
alone states that she is a pro.
We've got I think Postcard is the other remaining player. Postcard, the 2016 world champion.
Blockbuster
Oh
tournament.
no, Blockbuster tournament. So he's using,
Whoa.
okay, so what Colin just did there is use the lava. It behaves like water that damages you. So he actually is able to hop up through the lava, taking damage, but staying alive.
Let's take it down.
Oh,
Bunnysaurus.
Bunnysaurus proves you wrong in action.
Every time,
Look at
every
that
time.
dance. I love this
Oh,
dance.
and so the winner dances. That was very
Please tell me
important to
about them.
us.
Yes.
So we're like, we want a really good reward for the winner, and what better reward is there than dancing when everyone else is dead? So you can dance while they're dead.
Perfect time. Well,
essentially.
James, Colin, man, I wish we had more time. But where can players find more information and sign up immediately?
Absolutely. So if you're interested in checking this out, our public test server is up, so you can go download it and you can actually try it out right now. Free to play. Just go download. Go to tryonworlds.com or search for Trove. Download it. Check it out. We're going to launch on June 26th. It's going to be on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and Mac.
Wow.
So we want you guys to join us. June 26th. If you kill developers, you can get developer trophies.
Ooh.
So we're going to be on. You can try to take us out.
Yeah, we
go
usually set
hunting.
up events where the devs play, so check it out during those times and you can get a lot of trophies.
Well, dude, there you go, guys. You heard it first. More E3 on Twitch to come.
Okay. I think I have to get back into Trove with that alone. That looks like a lot of crazy fun. It's not... I'm... When it comes to PvP, the only way that I really do well is situations like that where, well... Close is a perfectly acceptable answer. Next up, we've got Defiance 2050. I'm not sure what that is. I think I saw something about it earlier this week. I've just seen so much stuff pop up which is really cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this new Bomb Royale. The thing I like most about it is that it is different than all of the other freaking Battle Royale games out there. They're all copying each other instead of trying to do something unique. And that is the problem that I keep having with them, is it is just the same thing over and over and over. It's fun, don't get me wrong. But it's the same thing. It's all the exact same thing. I need to add some more food. Ooh, I need to pick up more citrus. Gotta keep that scurvy at bay. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that new play mode. Definitely going to try it out. Trove is a fun game. It's just a lot of grinding is why I don't really play it much anymore.
And welcome back, DJ Tech Live here with Kevin.
And here we go.
And Moby and Kobe. We are about to dive into Defiance 2050. A lot of people have been waiting for this. Moby, please, let's open up. And, yeah, for years. Because the game is actually a really, I mean, I remember playing this, one of the first things I played on Twitch. And what changes are you bringing?
So Defiance 2050, we're keeping that same Defiance feel, but we're bringing new classes into the game, new weapon enhancement systems, so you can kind of customize and make your own character.
All right. So, lots of changes. The first change that everybody wants to know is it graphically changing? Do you have some enhancements done to that?
Yeah, we definitely enhanced the graphics overall. We're bringing it to Xbox One, PS4, so it looks better than ever.
Okay.
Plus, Defiance 2050, it's, you know, the year 2050.
You gotta go with the futuristic aspect of the game.
Can I ask you, what are some of the bigger differences that we're going to be seeing in 2050 that we saw in the first MMO?
Oh, so some of the bigger differences, we can kind of show the class skill tree. You can kind of see some of the gameplay here. Each class has 3 unique abilities now instead of just 1. And you can use these abilities to enhance your gameplay. And also you can swap between classes on the fly. So as you're playing, you can swap between the Assault, the Assassin, Combat Medic, Guardian, and also the new Demolitionist that we're showing today.
Oh, so you're not locked into one class. You're free reign to go.
Exactly. So you level up your character, but then also you can choose and level up your classes individually. So like I'm a level 20 Assassin, but I can swap to a Guardian and start leveling that up instead.
Oh, wow.
But you have to swap, though. You can't, like, level them up in succession together?
You can't level them up at the same time, but yeah. But if you can always swap to your class on the fly.
But I can swap like right now.
So if you swap, though, say, like, to a level 20 or level 10 something, would you still get the benefits of the previous class that you had? Or do you, it's like purely you switch to like almost a new character entirely?
You still have the same weapons and stuff, but your abilities will be at a lower level.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense. All right, PvE is huge. It made this game very successful when it comes to the big Bob monsters and stuff like that. What changes have you made from PvE from past and now?
So we're keeping those same arc falls. That's the most fun event. Like kind of you're going and doing missions and stuff like that. So when you're playing and there's random arc falls that will spawn and you can fight enemies and stuff like that. And we're looking to grow the end game content in the future and listening to player feedback. So.
Awesome. So constantly listening to player feedback is huge, especially when it comes to MMO. Added content is towards the end. I know the big thing that we've all been wanting to see or talk about, maybe we can hear, is raids.
Yeah, we're definitely we're working on those. It's in development. We're focusing on for launch, kind of like getting a really strong base core gameplay, letting players level up, and by the time they're ready to go for raids, we're going to have newer end game fresh story missions and stuff like that.
Well, I like that a lot. You know, we're talking about in gameplay, which is really important, and you're talking about that we want to have communication from these players. There's a open beta going to be available soon, correct?
Yes, yes. So open beta for PC is going to be June 22nd to the 25th. So anyone's welcome to hop in and play. And we're also on Steam if people prefer that. We can go to our website, tronworlds.com, find us there.
That's a great opportunity for the community members to really tell you now what they're thinking. What have they been asking for since you've had the closed beta?
Some of the things we've made from the closed beta, there were some nice auto loot suggestions that they made. So when you go around picking up items, you'll automatically collect some things. But rare items will stay there so you can kind of look at them and you can even auto equip them if you want to. We made a lot of quality of life changes as well. Like grenades now go on cooldown instead of having charges. So it's much easier, just you can throw them out whenever you feel like it. And crosshairs themselves, they kind of tell you there's a color indicator when you're in range of something if you're actually going to hit it.
Okay, great. So during the beta, where can players actually leave feedback and so? Because I know that's pretty important. And what format can they do it in?
So as a community manager, I'm always checking forums, Discord, Twitter, Facebook. Anywhere you want to leave feedback is open to me, and I'll check it. So.
Okay, awesome. The longevity is a big thing that's in MMOs. So people like, you have your people that casually play and they like to enjoy the process over months. You have people that just want to get straight to the end, bust out the end content.
Oh, yeah.
So what kind of counters to longevity are you trying to put in place to extend the gameplay for both casual and hardcore players?
So kind of like the classic Defiance, we're adding events to Defiance 2050, so expect, monthly updates, stuff like that. And we're also adding new classes, so people, when they're leveling up something, they'll be kind of like, oh, I want to check out this Crusader class or Engineer class that we're kind of teasing right now in the future.
New classes.
Yeah.
A big part of MMOs is obviously the multi-massive part of it.
Yes.
How many players can be on one server? How many players can be on a team or a raid, stuff like that?
So generally for groups, you can do, like this mission is the solo mission right here. You can do the solo or you can do it up to 4 people. For like Arc Falls and major Arc Falls and events and stuff, world dynamic events, you can have up to 50 or even 100 people just gathered
dozens
around.
and dozens.
Yeah.
Did you guys make any changes for server? Like, did you up the capacity to handle that type of optimization when you have that many things happen on the screen at once?
Definitely, especially with the graphical overhaul that we did. It looks smoother, it runs smoother, and especially now that we're on PS4 and Xbox One, we upgraded a few things there.
Okay. Does this have controller support for PC?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
so you
great.
can even swap right now. If you want to play on PC, you can swap it. We even have, you can change it in the settings. You can swap to controller.
Especially when it's
UI.
a shooter, right? People love playing shooters on controllers.
How easy is it to get in a party? I know like friends lists and stuff like that. Have you guys made any changes for that as well? Because things of the past, the way you used to open friends lists and stuff, people want instant gratification, instant satisfaction.
Yeah. So you can even just find nearby people and add them to your friends list pretty easily, and we kind of streamline stuff like that. We also made some kind of clan changes, so you can have a whole guild or clan that's for your group and just go to player and just kind of warp to them. Very easy.
Can you tell me a little bit about the UI we're seeing? Obviously, we have the mini map in the top right corner, but the top left corner, what's going on there?
All right, so you can see that she's level 50, so that's the max level. She has 898 power up in the top left, and that's kind of like your power level.
Power level is in like strength or your gun strength?
It's a little bit of both. So it's your weapons, your gear, everything kind of averaged out. Your grenades, stuff like that. All of that's been added up and kind of averaged, so you're about 900 power level there.
Okay.
And,
Would there ever be an instance where, say, you want obviously something around 900, but then you get something that has a unique stat to it that's a lot lower level? Would you ever want to lower your points for stats?
So I can actually speak to that. We've got this optimal item rating system going on behind the scenes. So let's say you get a prototype weapon. Those are unique weapons. And you get it at, let's say, well, whenever you get it, it's going to be at that power rank. Because they make it so it's going to drop at around your optimal item rating. But let's say you keep it for a long time. With prototypes, which are the unique weapons, you can then go buy them back at your current power rate. So yeah,
Cool.
we want to make sure that you can play how you want to play.
Definitely.
Now speaking towards, that's pretty funny how you say that, play how you want to play. When it comes to raids, I know there's a lot of people that take raids pretty seriously. Like, do you have different levels of raids, like an entry level, medium, and maybe even a hardcore? Or are you thinking about doing that?
Oh yeah, we are definitely working on more endgame content for like higher level players, but we do have stuff along the way. So as you're leveling up, there's stuff towards your level, like level 10s, etc.
Okay. Revisiting content, is there any massive reward to that? So, for instance, the Arc drops. Did I say that right?
The Arc Falls?
Arc Falls,
yeah.
the Arc Falls. different levels of those as well, dropping epic loots and stuff like that?
Yeah. So there's just the normal arc falls, and also there's different scaling for arc falls. So you can see, like, if it's 5 skulls, you might want to stay away from it. But if
Okay.
it's 1 skull, maybe you could do it. And if it's no skulls, then it's like, okay, this is my level. And also there's major arc falls, which are kind of like a cluster of arc falls, and it usually requires like a dozen people to help kind of defeat the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome. One thing I always look forward to in MMOs is houses. I know not every MMO has them, especially not in launch. But is that something you guys are thinking about? Maybe a base for a guild?
That would be a cool idea. There's a lot of customization for your character, so like outfits and stuff like that, and also vehicles, which I really find fun.
Yeah.
Just driving around and kind of cool custom vehicles and stuff.
Is there a way to do combat in a vehicle?
You can run stuff over.
Oh, that works.
That's the best way.
Oh, my goodness. So when it comes to the overall feel of the game, I see many improvements, especially over shoulder camera, the impact of the weapons, the sound. What else are you going to try to add that people have been asking for along the way when it comes to actual player interaction with NPCs and with each other?
Let me see. Like what do you mean in particular? Like,
for instance, so I'm trying to give you a scenario. When
we
a
kind
player
of
versus-
we kind of like optimize a lot of things to
Right.
make it more streamlined. So if you're going through menus and stuff, we made it a lot easier to kind of figure out what things are and how to do them. And we always listen to player feedback for weapons and things like that and
Right.
balance.
So I guess I'm talking about more of like in a combat sense. What have they been asking for that you guys have been looking for putting in the game?
As far as like more like end game stuff and raids and content stuff
Yeah,
like
like
that. more-
PvP or anything.
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna keep PvP, and also with PvP, with the new classes, it's really interesting to see how that's gonna play out with the new abilities and stuff that people are gonna play with.
Is there going to be a leaderboard for ranked or PvP?
That'd be pretty cool.
I know I want to be the
Yeah.
best and let everyone
Something
else
to
know that
definitely
I'm the
think
best.
about. And we are making a lot of changes based on player feedback.
Okay.
So if they want more PvE stuff, we'll try to focus on that. If they want PvP stuff, we may go in that direction.
I don't know if I've missed this, but have we talked about the Valor program?
Oh, we haven't. So if you played Defiance, this is our way to show appreciation to players. But basically all your purchases and your pursuits, which are missions that you completed in Defiance, will be converted into Valor. And Valor is exclusive rewards like skins and outfits and stuff that you'll get in Defiance 2050 based on the stuff that you accomplished in Defiance.
That's super cool.
Well, we have many ways to get many things through Trion's Defiance 2050. If you want more information, where can they find it?
Head to defiancegame.com or check out our Twitter or Facebook. We are also very active on our forums, so definitely check us there.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so very much, Moby. Thank you so much,
Kobe.
Kobe with the C. All right, guys, we have more action coming your way. Stay put and don't go anywhere.
Hi-Rez definitely seems to know what they're doing when it comes to online multiplayer kind of games. Honestly, never been too interested in them myself, but it's still something that I'll probably... Okay, I'll probably get dragged into it if I'm honest. That's kind of what happens more often than otherwise.
It's out now on PC, PS4,
Oh, crap.
and Xbox One.
Move here. Is that... There we go. Oh, God, they all have scurvy. Okay. That's not good. Alright. Hull. Actually, deco, because I want to replace that wall that I accidentally got rid of. Alright, so we've got... Let's add another... Wait, miscellaneous.
Did I seriously get that dude in smoke?
There's a gunner.
Game, record, and stream without compromise. Only on Intel Core i7.
Yeah. Stick a couple of cannons in there. Put some cannonballs next to there. All right. It's my normal time to wake up. Will I be able to fit? Gotta have somewhere to put the flag. Tico, no, miscellaneous. It is 3 high. Apparently it's not high enough. Okay. This is 3 blocks. Game. Okay, those sails are too close. Okay, you want 8 blocks. Well, we can stick a mast over right here looks good. So that one's 9 on purpose. Hopefully. What? Okay. I don't know what's going on with that sail. There, that's the most I've got. It says 3 blocks. Is it gonna want me to put a top mast here? Oh! Well, I have my flag now. I'm no artist, so we're gonna stick with the basic flag.
Hello friends, welcome back to E3 on Twitch. I'm Anna Prosser Robinson, joined by my co-host Kira Corellia, and we're here with Rob and Anthony, who are here to talk to us about Armed and Gelatinous, for which I have this amazing controller that's already branded for the game. I'm really excited about it. We get to actually play today. So if people aren't familiar with Armed and Gelatinous, can you tell them a little bit about what it is?
It's a 4-player bullet hell multiplayer game where essentially you're a gelatinous blob in space and you're going to blow up your friends.
Sounds fantastic. Should we get right into the game right away?
Yeah, why don't we do it? I'll fire it up right now. So you control one of these 4 gelatinous blobs. As you can see, you collect these weapons. Each one of these weapons is going to give you firepower, but it's also going to slow you down and make you a little bit larger. So you kind of trade agility for firepower and eventually become the boss. Once you become the big guy, everybody's going to go for you and try and steal all your guns and become the boss themselves. So it's kind of a give and take.
It's very fast turnaround, very quick PvP action type of gameplay.
The different ammo crates are going to be floating in. You want to collect those. Whatever direction you're going when you collect that ammo crate is where it's actually going to stick to your body. So that we differentiate from like a twin stick shooter. You're not actually controlling your movement or the aiming for all with your right thumb is actually depending on where you pick it up. So you want to be a little strategic on your direction you're going.
Right. So I have to use my sticky gelatinous body to aim the guns at other sticky gelatinous bodies.
That's right.
So this is our intro video. Essentially, Earth has declared world peace and has decided to do away with all weapons.
Okay.
They're loading them up on the rocket here as the leaders of Earth are giving a speech and talking about how we no longer need these guns.
So logically, we're just going to shoot them into the sun, because that's what you would do.
Obviously, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Gotta get rid of them somehow.
So here they go. This is it.
This is it. This
All
is
right.
The big moment.
the launch.
There it is. World
And
peace.
there they go.
Has been achieved.
Wow. This feels a little bit more underwhelming than I thought it would, world peace. You know, I thought it would be like, yay, parades and everything, but I mean, this is cool.
Well, as you
No,
see,
I'm
things
kidding.
don't always go according
Oh, no.
to plan.
Uh-oh. This isn't peace, you lied to me.
Has a lot more jello.
Oh, can I be that yellow one? She looks sassy.
Oh, she is.
Awesome. Now, I understand you did a Kickstarter for this game. How was that process for you?
Oh, it was pretty grueling, but we achieved what we were going for. So the good thing for our game is that we're so long with development that we were able to show everybody that it's out on early access. You can play it. Showing gameplay and that sort of thing really helps with a Kickstarter campaign. So yeah, we're basically putting the finishing touches on the game at this point, and it'll be coming out later this year for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 as well as on Steam.
And I know that there's quite a few modes that you can actually play, but what
Right.
are we going to play today?
Well, we're going to start by showing you kind of the variety in game modes. So in this mode, you know, you can have all the weapons on, but we're going to just put on a couple of the specific guns that we want you guys to experience.
Okay.
And why don't we do just a 15 kill death match? So whoever gets the most, or I should say, whoever is the first to 15
I got
is the
sassy
winner.
yellow. All right. You can't be sassy yellow. I picked
know.
sassy yellow.
Wrecked.
You're red.
I'm
Angry
mad
red.
red.
I'm Faye. Like
Oh,
Faye
and
Valentine.
actually, this is the point where we have an exclusive reveal, right?
That's right. So
Tell us what's happening.
I'm gonna go through and in classic NBA Jam style, I'm gonna select a custom name here. That's gonna give me access to touring from Read Only Memories.
Aww.
We're very
Let's take
excited.
a second to explain that. What does that mean?
Well, Touring is a character from another game called 2064. Read Only Memories, a cyberpunk adventure that was developed by a cool company called Midboss. And we've been collaborating on including Touring from their awesome Snatcher style game as part of Armed and Gelatinous. So we're very excited about that. But let's get right into it. We're gonna do the Roly-Poly Rings, one of our favorite levels, with music from Zach Zinger.
Cool.
Of course, we have
Fantastic
space
musician.
tacos as well.
I
That's always an
love
important
it.
feature.
Why not? And do we need to know anything about our controls, or is it better that we
Left
don't?
trigger and right trigger,
Okay, gotcha.
or A and B.
Okay.
All right. Oh, you're fast at that. Who's purple? Get out. No, hey, not cool. I got
So
stuck
grab
on
those
everything.
crates. Grab those crates. You're gonna want those.
Oh, dang it.
Oh.
At this point, I'm just trying to figure out, hey, I got something. Oh, I got two somethings. They're facing the wrong direction.
So the trick to this game is actually in the dash attack. It's a bit of a charge that you need to hold
Which
down
is
the B
the
button
dash?
for. So,
Okay.
or I'd say the left trigger, but I prefer B. But you hold it down for about 2 seconds,
snap.
and your blob will turn white. At which point, your dash becomes lethal,
Ooh.
and you can dash through your opponent and kill them in one hit. So that'll be super effective for stealing all of their guns. and
That was mine.
Oh, you stole my taco.
Yeah, I did.
True LA
Oh.
fashion.
I've never had an intergalactic
I'm back.
taco that I didn't like. Had to grab it. Oh, come
And
on.
Tell
That's
us a
right.
little bit about these guns and like the advantages of some of them over the others.
Well, we try to balance it. Certain guns have more of a short range, but they're destructive, especially at short range. But we have a longer range combat with sniper rifles, laser rifles, or even rockets, or a Nikita rocket as well. We try to balance it as much as we can within the combat.
Oh,
Dang,
you see
what
that
the
dash
heck?
back?
I looked away for a second, and now you're like a son.
Yeah, after a while, you kind of get pretty big.
Oh, come
like
on.
I said, you become the boss where everybody's going for you. I'm at
I would
a
agree.
combo
And does
of
your
8
your
kills
health
here.
increases as you get bigger?
It does.
Oh.
You're kind of like a tank. You get a lot larger. You have more firepower, but your health also goes larger. But your mobility is extremely limited once you get to a larger size.
Oh. No! I didn't even see
What?
it
You
coming.
stole my gun.
I was going after you, Anna, and then purple got me. Thanks for that, Anthony.
I am not
You can
doing
see there's
well.
a fire effect, and that means I'm on a kill streak as well. That we reward players if they're doing extremely well, and we try to have a little bit of a balance.
There's
Gotcha.
no balance. You got all the
Yeah.
guns. Oh, come on.
Well, now he has all the guns, so there's a very quick turnaround.
Well, and if you hold down the B button, you're gonna charge your blob. You gotta hold it, and you'll turn white. At which point, if you dash through me, you'll kill me in one hit.
Oh my gosh.
This guy's the best player in the world.
Well, that's fair.
So
I am possibly the worst. So I'm gonna have to work
one is
on
better
this.
than none. So you did pretty well for your first go. I've seen a lot of zeros at our events. Yeah, we just got back from DreamHack actually, where
Yeah?
we demonstrated the game. We were selected as best multiplayer game, which was very exciting for
That's
us.
awesome.
They gave us a free booth, and we were able to put the game out there.
Yeah?
So
And
that
what's the
feels
response
good.
been like as people learn about the game?
It's been fantastic. I mean, it's kind of the game where you really need to play and experience to get the full feel of it. And we have a wide variety of game modes. We'd actually like to show you one of the other ones.
Sure, we have just a minute, so we
Yeah.
gotta check it out.
Let's hop in real quick and I'll
If
get
we
it
all
set
hit
up.
A real quick, it'll go back to the main menu.
All right.
And is this all couch co-op, or is there any online?
We actually are developing an online component to it right now.
Awesome.
At the moment, if you get it on early access, it's only local, so you have to bring your friends and a couch.
So you have to have friends and a couch.
Right, right.
Life goals right there.
Oh,
Soccer!
soccer. Okay, I did see this mode.
Oh,
Put it down for
dang.
1 minute. And
Got it. I'm ready.
let's see here. I will be touring again.
We
do
do
this.
plan on having a number of other cheat codes associated with the naming convention in the future. Also.
Yellow on my team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
Yeah,
definitely
me and
on your
Anthony.
team.
I mean, we're just we're too good at this.
I know you said he's the best in the world, but I trust you. I trust you.
I'm
Don't
not
let
so
me
good
down.
at soccer, though.
Actually, yeah, my goalie
Good.
skills are pretty
Yes.
good. So I'll stay in goal. You get the goals.
All right.
Too much Rocket League.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do my best. I need you to know I'm terrible at Rocket League.
This one's very much dependent on the
Nope.
dash effect overall. You can't kill your friend, but you can kill the other team.
Yeah, you can take out the defense.
Oh,
with a
oh!
well-placed dash.
Oh, come on! He did.
Oh,
He took out the
no!
defense.
Yay!
Well placed
I
dash.
said I was a good goalie. I lied.
I'm much better at soccer than killing people.
Oh man,
Oh,
dang! This is fun, but this is also not in my skill set.
you got this.
No!
I blew it. Yes! Nicely done, right
Thank
here.
you.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
unfortunately, we only have a few more seconds, so I have to ask, where can people learn more? Where can people get their hands on the game?
So it's available on Steam Early Access at the moment, so you can look it up on Steam, Armed and Gelatinous. And we're also active on our Discord, publishing development updates, that sort of thing, which is discord.gg blobs online. And we're up on Twitter at Armed Gelatinous.
Awesome. Thank
we
you
can
guys
learn
so
more.
much for bringing the game. It's always nice when we actually can get our hands on it. We really appreciate
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The Twitch fam will definitely stay in touch. And guys, also stay right where you are because we have lots more coming your way from E3 on Twitch.
Cheers.
Okay. Armed and Gelatinous looks like a crazy fun time. I'm hoping to get my hands on that real soon. Next up, we have Octopath Traveler. They've got a lot of games that definitely were not announced that I saw. I think they might have shown up during Nintendo's press conference, because they did a great job recognizing their... they did a fantastic job recognizing their indie developers. How do I actually repair my ship? I have never gotten this far in pixel piracy before. I know I have some people that are good at... I've got some people that are good at repairs, but I don't know how to actually repair. Thankfully, it doesn't look like I lost anybody during that. Let's go look it up real quick. Okay, so I guess they just automatically do so. Oh, they're back.
Danny over here. I got Frank down at the end. Now, you've brought us yet another very cool game. This is Octopath Traveler. So, a little new, a little shiny. Why don't you tell us about it?
Octopath Traveler, we announced it last year. Last year, we even released a demo for it last year, which a lot of people got a chance to play. And the devs got a lot of feedback from that one. They actually took that feedback into account and have been working on the game hard and diligently. And then I released another demo today.
Yes.
This is the demo number 2, and your save data will transfer.
That's amazing.
Which is huge. I know people want to play.
Yes, thank you.
You'll actually have access. So people haven't played. There are actually 8 unique travelers, distinct travelers, and they each have their own story, and they will eventually all intertwine. The demo will let you have this opportunity to actually experience all of that.
That's awesome. Now, one thing I like to touch on is that amazing 2D, 3D. That's taking it back from me. I love it, and I think that's a great touch. Can you explain a little bit why that is?
Yeah, the Square Enix guys, the guys who did Bravely Default, the ones working on this one.
Wow,
really brought
that
to life
actually
what's here
looks
in the water,
really
right there.
good.
Just like this kind of beautiful effects of what's going on. So it's almost like HD 2D, they called it.
It's like a tilt shift kind
Tilt
of
shift, almost like a pop-up book.
Yeah.
Almost like a pop-up book.
They have shadows too, like not just little
you can
circles.
see the they're true shadows. You can see them running around. You can truly see their shadows going on that way. There's even other areas we'll show a lot of more detail on that. But right now we're jumping further. This is not the demo, so this is actually further in the game. We have several of the travelers. We have 4 of them here. We're using one of them. Her name's Ophelia. She's a cleric, and she has the ability to guide people to become her follower. So if you played the first demo, there was a dancer called, I just found her name. There's a dancer, and she basically had the ability to allure people to become her followers. Now this time you now have another person joining your merry band here. And how the game develops too is that you start learning all the history of these characters and going through that. But the idea is that you'll start customizing how you want that party to work and how you want to build it up and start discovering how you want to fight and defeat all the different enemies you're going through as you go through the game.
So the 8 playable characters, are 4 or 5 of them now represented in this group, or 1 is the leader and the rest are other?
4 represented here right now. You can see 4. So right now we have the merchant, we have Tressa, the merchant, we have Cyrus the scholar, Ophelia the cleric, and Ulrich the warrior is in our group. And then that 5th person you saw is the follower that Ophelia gathered. He's helping out. She's joining you for right now.
She's got 1. She can add 2.
It's just one.
She can have like 80 behind her. No, just the one guy. Oh, that's good.
Just the one for right now. So yeah, and then going into combat. So right now you see all the 4. This is where it gets a little bit more. This is where it gets pretty in depth. But there's a lot going on here. Usually you get introduced in doses. But the idea here is that you have who your characters are on the right side. left side of the enemies, and you can see underneath each enemy those little icons. That represents their vulnerabilities. Now, normally when you start playing, you don't. Those are all blank. So you have to kind of start figuring out what is going to be, how you're going to fight through them.
It's kind of like a monster learning system. Essentially.
Yeah, you have to, by attacking them, you'll learn what those are. But what some of this, but one of the hero travelers has, which is the scholar. The scholar has the ability by a special power. Essentially, when you go into an area against new enemies, it'll reveal one of them for each enemy that's on there.
I have an interesting question. Most RPGs start you off with a weapon that's for that class. Let's see you switching weapons. What kind of mechanic is that?
Oh, so someone, depending on the hero, they can usually have they can have multiple weapons to use. It could be a dagger, a staff, a sword, the axe, and or a staff. They can start mixing and matching those up, depending on what their class are or what their secondary job class is as well. You can have a secondary job. So that's where those eight versions come into play. Yeah, really good effects, and you can see at the top that's the turn. So
Turn order
the turn order of what's going on.
And what's going on the left-hand side? That's just who's queued up still in this round.
Yeah, there's 2 people left. So each round, those are all the people who have their turn in a given round.
Got it.
And then when you do attack them, if you hit them based on their vulnerability, you actually can see that those stars right now. You break them, so they miss their turn.
Yeah, we did see a break earlier on.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that was a limit break or that was a break on the enemy there.
break on
so
the
that
enemy.
does kick them off when they
Take
repopulate
off.
the turn order.
And then the other cool mechanic about this that's been from the guys who did Bravely Default is they brought something called the boost mechanic, where you can essentially defend, and by doing so, you then get you basically are storing up these boost points by giving up that turn. So if you decide to use your boost points, which right now we're using right here with a scholar skill, you can use up to 3 boost points plus, and then your attack itself to make magic more powerful, or your attack more powerful, or for some travelers like Ulbrich, he has his ability. He has a special ability that lets him use his boost to actually defend himself. So against really hard enemies like a boss, he could try to use that kind of power to defend himself.
Now, does position matter in these fights?
This doesn't matter. No, they're always kind of line up that way right there as they go forward.
I noticed you got a lot of space on that enemy side of the field. Are we going to see some huge boss battles?
There are some. We're probably going to have enough time to get to it in this one, but there is a cool boss battle for this that it does start taking up a lot more of that screen and that real estate to show what's going on.
8 unique travelers.
Yes.
Each have their own story. So I can play this 8 different times and have
But
a
they
different...
intertwine.
Okay,
They
all right,
intertwine.
great. That's what
That's the cool thing about the demo. The demo that's coming out today will give you the ability to choose all 8, any of the 8. It basically unlocks the first chapter. But you have a time limit. You can only spend about 3 hours in each one.
I also heard that if you happen to be home and playing that 3-hour demo, that if you go to the Nintendo Switch home screen, it doesn't count against your 3 hours. So make sure to do that. No, I'm just saying, like, if you got to get up and walk away, bio break, go to the Nintendo home screen, my friends.
So when the game releases, what we're looking at is a time frame for the campaign, because that's huge when it comes to RPGs.
That's something everyone's have to discover on their own. We're not giving
Okay.
that. We're not giving that part
All
up
right.
because the game comes out July 13th, so it's not
Okay.
too far from now. But yeah, again, it's gonna be how each person wants to play the game, all the different stories, and everyone plays RPGs. So like, I have a habit of trying to discover everything
That's
I
me.
possibly can.
I have to go around. I'm looking at that, sit there and click in the corner.
That's why achievements were the greatest innovation of all
That is
time
so
for me.
evil.
I'll do anything for achievements.
Yes. But then even from the demo, from the first demo, they even added some other stuff into this one as well. Like now the mini map can be seen more easily. You can run, which was, I'm not sure if you guys played the
Thank
first
you.
demo or not. But yes,
Running is always a quality of life
Running.
decision. Believe me, I'm so happy. We have a lot of passionate, Japanese RPG fans here who are going to immediately gravitate towards this game. Are there any mechanics in here that might appeal to other styles of gamers?
Ooh. That's a good question. No, I mean the art style is a big one for me. I mean, I play RPGs all the time. I play a lot of RPGs, so I mean, there's just the boost mechanic is a big one in there that like, since you strategize how you want to make your attacks go differently, because
Yeah.
you might want to soar up and then choose not to use all your boost points. So there's that. To me, a lot of this makes this interesting. Is just the strategic depth that's involved and how you choose who your 4 travelers are going to be, how you build them up. There's even a secondary job option you can do. So as for instance, this one, Cyrus has the ability, as I mentioned, to kind of identify vulnerabilities each time you go. Now, if you choose another character to have as a secondary ability, they can get that ability too, but they have to actually use a turn to activate it. It's not automatic like it is for the merchant.
So this
Or
is
for
appealing
the scholar.
to tactical fans,
Right. Yeah.
to MMO fans. There's a lot going on here that's going to be really appealing. When you talked about the 8 characters, and we are going to at times, right now we see 4 of them together. How are we going to switch between whose story we're telling? Is that something we have to choose when we first sit down for our play session?
When you first sit down, you actually, I thought chance you'll get experience in the demo. When you sit down, you get a chance to experience them. But how they all come together and intertwine, you'll have to discover when the game comes out.
Of course. But then, I guess what I'm asking more, and maybe you still can't.
Yeah.
When they are together, are you able to go from Tressa's perspective to Ophelia's perspective at will?
You'll have to do it.
Oh, girl. That honestly, it excites me so much because the game mechanics are such a big part of storytelling in these games, and it's way more than just walking around hacking and slashing. I actually love right now we're seeing kind of the exploration, the fog.
The fog is here. The lanterns are showing that. The shadows again. You were describing the shadows are actually all dynamic based on where you're walking, who's in front with the lantern in their hand. That all matters how this plays out.
And are there hidden little areas that you can kind of find
you're gonna
around the map, pushing on stuff?
You have to always look around, like go backtracking sometimes to find another area that you might have not be able to get through for some reason. Finding those treasure chests, going again that whole exploration aspect.
A lot of things that people skip out on RPGs because it can be long-winded is dialogue, and dialogue is absolutely important in these. Is it important to talk to everybody? And is it voice acted? How much of it is voice acted?
Part of it is voice acted. You'll have to wait to see if all of it is voice acted, but a lot of it is. So there's a lot of discussion there. But there's a lot of text to read, but it's about understanding the town people because even when you go into the towns, you have what are called path actions.
Okay.
So we have the ability with the cleric to get followers, but another good example would be for the scholar has the ability to scrutinize someone to get more information out of them they might not otherwise get. Ulbrich could actually, in the original demo as well, he could challenge them and fight them for it. So there are reasons to interact in the towns as well, not just walk through it, get what you need, and leave. There are reasons to go through that, and the art design. I mean, each town is really different what they show.
I think that's really smart because a lot of classic RPGs, because those have been like the big hit this year, you're actually hitting on that note too, because having different characters talk to different people and the village is having a point, it's really smart.
Yeah, and your reputation can matter. There's all these things that get built into the whole thing as well.
Yeah, you talked about taking feedback from the community since the last demo into this one. What has been the biggest change that you've made based on feedback?
Yeah, I mentioned the two earlier. Was the ability one for the running, the more quality of life things going
stuff.
in.
Anything like related to narrative, related to character.
That's more a question for the dev team than me.
Got it.
I mean, and we're not going through the story, so they hadn't revealed so much. I'm sure they just made different tweaks about how people are playing the game, what was maybe been things they can improve upon in that realm. So I kind of figure what best be done.
And tell me a little bit about the variety of enemies that we're going to be facing. Are they based? Well, is it divided by perhaps elemental because a lot of our spells and stuff are going to depend on what they are, or is it more lore based that we're going to see them presenting?
Both. It could be a mix of everything. I mean, it's a whole new IP from these guys from Square Enix. So just seeing what they're going to come up with, and you're right. Some of the environments too, like this environment here, you kind of see these little tree-looking like creatures here. Because we're in the Mirkwood Forest. So yeah, there are these things building up in behind that as well.
Is there any exploration and significance to the world map? Like sometimes you have like some items on the world map. Is exploration?
Do I run all the way to the northeast
over
the water?
You can find.
That's me.
You hide some up there for me?
That you'll have to wait for the full game to see how far you can really explore in that one. A lot of it's just getting that depth of combat we've been showing here so far, and just showing all the different skills, and then even calling on your followers, or even like for instance the merchant here actually has the ability to like spend money to call upon someone to fight for them. So it kind of goes back and forth in that way.
There's a lot to explore in this game. You're giving us 3 very generous hours right now available for free on the Nintendo eShop. When does the whole game come out available?
The eShop demo comes out later today, and the full game comes out July 13th.
Fantastic.
So less than a month away.
Well, I was sad about E3 ending, but I'm a little less sad now thanks to your news, Danny. Thank you so much for coming on, talking to us, bringing us another wonderful game. Ladies and gentlemen watching at home, we have a little bit more E3, so stick around, squeeze all the juice out of that lemon. Don't go anywhere. Lemon.
Okay, so I am interested in this Octopath Traveler. I find I definitely like the art style they went with for it, but my concern here is the fact that he really seemed to be dodging questions about the game itself. It's like these little things that you want to know so you know what you're buying. And he, like, the voice acting, and you could have just said yes or no, whether everything's going to be voice acted or not. Instead, he's like, you're going to have to wait and see. I didn't like that. I don't like that. Just say, yes, it's fully voice acted. No, it's not fully voice acted. say, but there's a lot of voice acting in there, even if it's not fully voice acted. It just felt like he was purposely trying to avoid things in order to get people to buy it and then leave them disappointed in it. That's what it came across as to me. I could be entirely wrong. I hope it's going to be awesome. It sounds like it'll be good. It's just that I myself go into games and I'm a little concerned when they seem to be dodging questions about the game itself. We've had too many developers try to do that, to try and slide by something that people otherwise would not at all be interested in. And that's exactly what he seems to have been doing there. Again, to me. You guys can have your opinions. That's my opinion. That's the beauty of opinions. We can have our own. But I am looking forward to trying it out. Just gonna do so with a little tentative grain of salt there. Yes, yes, yes. We know you're doing a marathon of Doctor Who. Thanks. A double axe hit? He's set as a gunner. Who all do I have set up to focus on? I'll just give him the book. You can get the map awareness one.
Welcome back to E3 on Twitch.
And they're back.
Joined by Ezekiel III. So nice to be here with you again.
It is very nice to be here. I'm so excited for this.
Yes. This is probably, honestly, the most anticipated interview that I've ever done in my entire life. I'm sitting here with Koji Igarashi, who worked on Castlevania Symphony of the Night and is here today to talk to us about Bloodstained. And with us as well is Mana Ikeda, who will be doing translation for us as we chat today. So thank you both for being here today. So we're talking about Bloodstained: Ritual of the Night. This was a game that hit Kickstarter, was asking for $500,000 to make one of our beloved Metroidvania type games. And not only did they hit that $500,000 mark, they raised $5.5 million to make this game. This is absolutely incredible. So could maybe Igarashi-san, could you tell us just a little bit about the story of the game, please?
ブラッドステインドのストーリーを紹介してもらっても大丈夫ですか？
はい、ちょっと長くなるんですけれども、ブラッドステインドはですね、ゴシックホラーなんですけども、産業革命の時に、産業革命のその大きな時代の変換時期にですね、錬金術師たちが権というか自分たちの権利がどんどんなくなっていくのを恐れて、自分たちの秘術で作ったシャードバインダーと言われる、人間を作るんですね。でそれを生贄にして悪魔を召喚するっていう事件を起こします。でその事件から10年後にですね、そのシャードバインダーに生き残りがいるんですけど、生贄にされた 中の生き残りがいて、その一人が、ミリアムという少女の主人公で、もう一人がジーベルという、敵になるんですけども、でジーベルが再度また悪魔を召喚したというのを聞いて、ミリアムがそれを止めに行くという話。
So it's a very long story, and just to summarize it, this game takes place in an industrial revolution when the technology was booming and everyone would be more interested in science. And there was, when we think about who would be in a disadvantage during the industrial revolution, we thought of, hey, wouldn't alchemists be at a disadvantage? Because people would stop believing in spiritual things, and so in order to protect their identity, they decided we're going to summon demons so that people would need our help. So in order to summon demons, the alchemists started a ritual where they needed to they needed orphans as sacrifices, and they'll be embedded with these crystals and then summon the demons. So they were doing this ritual on these poor orphans, and those two orphans that were used as sacrifices actually survived the ritual. And the main character, Miriam, is one of these orphans, and then the other orphan is Jibo, who will be the enemy, the antagonist of this game. And for some reason, they're put into a sleep, and 10 years later, the main character, Miriam, finds out that Jibo, the other orphan that survived this ritual, is now an enemy who decided to summon all these demons.
And as I understand, Miriam is turning into like crystal. Is part of the game going to try to rush to find a way to stop that from happening?
今回はミリアムが少しずつ結晶化されるんですけど、このゲーム自体はそのミリアムの結晶化を止める、そういう止めに行くっていうことはそういうふうに進めていきますか？
ですね、今回はですね、実はストーリー的にはそこまで手が回っておりませんで、今回はジーベルを止めるということが主眼になっていて、彼女の結晶に関しては今回その特殊な能力を使えるというところしかフォーカスを当ててない。
So we haven't gotten that far into the story yet. Right now, Miriam, she's slowly crystallizing, but because she's slowly crystallizing, she has this ability where she's able to use demon powers through a crystal called Shard, which is dropped by all the demons, and she's able to use this to beat enemies and defeat demons. So right now, the focus is on trying to stop her friend Jibo, the other orphan who survived.
Will the leveling and the collectible items, unlockable items, stuff like that, will there be familiar elements that we have come to be used to?
以前の作品でいろいろとその集める要素だったり、レベルを上げたり強化されたりとかそういう要素も今回は見られると思います。
今回はその集める要素と、育てる要素プラス今度は連成っていうのがありまして、錬金術がテーマなので、その連成をすることでさらにその集めたものをさらに別のアイテムを作るとか、その集めたアイテムをどんどん強化していくとか、そういうことが今回できるようになっています。
Yes. We will be seeing similar elements to, like for example, like collecting items, collecting other like weapons, and exploring the castle. But there's also an added feature where you're able to craft items. So in plus collecting items, you're collecting the items and also crafting new items in order to sort of expand on the replayability.
And will any of the items equipped or perhaps armor that's worn, will it change the way that Miriam looks?
今回はアイテムでミリアムの容姿カスタマイズとかできますか？
ですね、服とかは服はちょっと変わらないんですけども、装備品頭の多分被り物であったりとかそういうものは変わりますし、あと実はヘアスタイルなんかもちょっと変えたりもできるので、カスタム要素はそこそこあるんですが、あんまり変なものをつけてしまうとですね、カットシーンとかでそのまんまでちょっと面白い感じにもなるので、そこら辺は要注意が必要です。
So actually, her clothes wouldn't change, but there's a lot of accessories where Miriam's appearance would change. But you have to be careful that during the cutscene, that customizable item will be shown during the cutscene. So you have to be careful if you don't want that to be shown during the cutscene. You could also change Miriam's hairstyle, so that's one of the customizable part in the game.
I love that. And as I understand, there's a multiplayer mode in the game. Could you tell us a little bit about how that's going to work?
今回はマルチプレイヤー、オンラインモードがあると聞いているんですけど、それについてちょっと教えてもらってもいいですか？
はい、まだちょっと詳細は言えないんですけれども、オンラインに関しては、対戦とあと協力を用意するんですが、本編中のゲームの中で協力とかではなくて専用のモードを用意しまして、ちょっと、そのキャラクターを使ってちょっと対戦をしたり、協力プレイをするっていうようなことの、ものを用意しています。
Although we can't really share a lot of details about the multiplayer mode, what we could say is that it's not you don't do local co-op and multiplayer on the actual main game, like during the campaign mode, but we actually have a sort of a separate stage for that, a separate mode for that, where you could do co-op, or you could do versus mode and fight against each other.
Oh, wow. That would be a lot of fun.
No, I know the game is not finished yet and stuff, but is there any way that you can talk about like the size of the game?
まだ制作中っていうのは分かるんですけど、サイズ感はどれぐらいの大きさになりますか？
ですね、やり込み要素が結構あるので、やり込むとすごい長い時間遊べるんですが、普通にまっすぐクリア初見プレイというか最初にプレイして、10時間ぐらいを想定して、サイズ感としてはそのぐらいを想定して。
So if you explore the castle, if you try to collect all the items, it will take a very long time. But if you go from like point A to B, just without exploring, without collecting or anything, we're thinking roughly about a 10-hour of gameplay.
And I think, are there different modes in the game other than the co-op? Maybe after you beat it, you can have a harder mode or something like that?
いろいろと、モードもあると思うんですけど、今回はその、先ほど話したマルチの、オンラインモードがあったり、キャンペーンモードがあるんですけど、それ以外にどのようなモードとかありますか？
あとですね、用意しているのは、これキックスターターでも約束してるんですけれども、例えばクラシックモードという、いわゆるこれは探索型なんですけれども、そのリニアで進んでいくタイプのモードがあったり、あとローグライクで、ランダムダンジョン的なものが用意されていたり、あとリベンジモードだったり、そういうあとハードモードかナイトメアモードと言われるやつで、なんかいろいろあります。なんかもう少し忘れたぐらいたくさんあります。
There's just so many modes that I almost forget all of them. But there's like for example, we have like boss revenge mode where you take on as a boss and then fight the player characters. There's also a classic mode, which is a kind of like a linear style stage, like a retro stage, and that's also one of the mode. Another one is roguelike dungeon, where the maps will be procedurally generated. So that would be pretty interesting to do aside from the main game. But there's just so many different modes that we've actually promised on the Kickstarter page.
Speaking of Kickstarter, I understand that you have a beta backer demo here at E3, and where can people play that?
今回はキックスターターという話で、ベータバッカーデモっていうのはどこで遊べますか？
ですね、これはですね、キックスターターのキャンペーンで$60以上のバックをしてくれた、バッカーさんの方に、配布するものでして、今回そのベータバッカーデモとしてどういうものを用意したかというと、本編の割と初期の段階プレイを始めてで、ゲームプレイもそうなんですけど、ストーリーとかあとその他そのショップであるとか、クエストであるとかそういうのを、全てこう体験できるようなちょっとずつ体験できるような、そういうようなデモを用意しています。
So this beta backer demo is actually available to the Kickstarter backers who backed over $60, and they will be able to play the beginning of the game. So this isn't from like the middle of the game or anything. This is like as if they were playing the actual game. They will be playing the first hour of the game, and they'll be able to experience being able to shop, being able to do crafting. There's quests, and they'll be able to experience a little bit of the story part of it as well.
Well, it has been such an honor to speak with you, Igarashi-san. And Mana, thank you so much for joining us today. Before we go, where can people find out more about Bloodstained Ritual of the Night?
ブラッドステインドの情報っていうのはどこで見つけますか？
今一番アップされているのはキックスターターのバッカーアップデートですかね。そこが一番毎月更新してますので、そこを見るのが一番多いかな。
そうです。So you can actually find out the latest information about Bloodstained on the Kickstarter updates, and we also have a Discord community, official community on there as well, so people could find out more information on there.
And I definitely like to refer people to your YouTube channel as well. You could just look up Bloodstained Ritual of the Night on YouTube. There's some wonderful behind-the-scenes stuff there, including a sneak peek at the music from Michiru Amane, who is an amazing composer who did the music for Castlevania Symphony of the Night. This has really been amazing. Thank you so much for sitting down with me. Igarashi-san, domo arigatou gozaimasu. Mana, thank you so much for translating for us today. And Zeke, thank you so much for being here.
Hey man, I just wanted to see the game.
Oh my God. I can't wait to see this, but I also can't wait to see what we've got coming up next, which is an interview with Media Molecule regarding their new game, Dreams. Stay tuned for more E3 on Twitch.
Has an interesting art style. I never played the, this E3 has really made me realize how few games I've actually had the opportunity to play. I game a lot, but it's just, I never realized how few I've actually played. It is nice to see that so many developers are getting on board with Discord, though. It really is a nice little thing, in my opinion. But yeah, they just, Symphony of the Night, is that one of the Castlevania? Showing my entire lack of knowledge on this. Is that one of those things? And by the way, as she said, we've got Dreams coming up next, followed by The Messenger. After that is Nier Automata and Watam. Like I said, I haven't played any of the Castlevania games. I've always been more of a strategy game player. I've done some RPGs, but it's always more of a matter of I just play what I enjoy and what I have access to. Access to the game is important as well. Kind of hard to actually play a game when you don't have it. So, but a lot of these games, if I understand correctly, were console exclusives, and so that limited my access to them because I've always been a PC gamer. PC first, other stuff second. Though I have played a lot of Nintendo consoles. I enjoy the consoles that I've had from Nintendo. I've had a DS from day one. The Game Boy was a bit delayed, but the rest of them I've had. Get my stats up here. Got some really high level pirates on my ship. I think they might be back. So I'll go in and be quiet, turn it up, and let them come back once they're back.
Hello, everyone. Kelly Link here. It is E3 on Twitch 2018, the final day, but we still have a lot of games to show you. I got Kira joining me at the end here, and we have Alex and Mark, and we're going to be looking at an entirely this ambitious game called Dreams.
Yes.
For someone that doesn't know about it, because there's been trailers for a few years now, how would you describe Dreams?
I think you go into Dreams thinking about it as just a game. It's a PlayStation game. You're helping out this guy called Art. He's a down-and-out bass player. He's lost his band. You have to play through his dreams to kind of sort out his head. But here's the twist. In Dreams, everything that you see, everything you play, everything you hear, you can create that with a PlayStation and a DualShock controller. So it's like inspiration. Our campaign is almost like the starting point. And in the background here on the video we're playing, we're actually showing a little bit of Create. So, okay, so you don't have to go and create in Dreams. You can just enjoy what everyone else has made. In the same way that, you know, if you're watching Twitch versus if you're actually streaming, there's both sides. Dreams has the side that's the creator and the side that's the kind of viewer or player. And, you know, this is what we're showing you how easy it is, because we would love more and more people to make games using Dreams.
This is very much the spiritual successor to Little Big Planet, really.
I'm such a big fan of that game. That's one of the first games me and my friend would play. Like, every day we would come home after we were done with school and college and just make sure that we got 100%.
Oh, awesome. There we go. Yeah, there's completists will love it because, you know, you can do the same sort of things. You can do collectibles. You can have prizes. But the cool thing is that, like, in Little Big Planet, everyone got the same building blocks. So everyone had the same spoons, the same Sackboys, the same music tracks. The twist in Dreams is you get to use all of our stuff, but also the community can create new things from nothing. So there will be new characters every day, new gameplay abilities, new stories, new everything. So
yeah, I mean, we've tried to cover a really wide range of skills. So if you come in as a beginner, you can do something really easily. You can kind of sketch and just do silly things really easily. If you want to spend the time, you can really invest yourself and then do a AAA blockbuster game, in theory. That's the...
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are like essentially giving a lot of potential devs the tools to really kind of like learn and test a little bit before they do move to something like the Unreal Engine.
yeah, or maybe they'll never move. But so one of the fun things as well is that I love that you can also, we had this idea of performance, right? Which I think is a massive thing these days, just the idea that you can perform your game. And so if you want to do a cutscene in Dreams, how would you do that? It's easy. You put your headset mic on, you possess the character as if you were playing the game.
Puppeteering,
like puppeteering, and then you just say, hey, gotta get to the chopper, and then you depossess and you go and play the second character, or if you're playing co-op, you can have someone playing the other characters. And then you're done. You've done your scene. You've done your cutscene, publish it.
And for the music, again, it's the same mentality. You perform your music.
You can you can make music in the game.
Yeah, totally. Oh yeah, we've got the full suite. You can make music. You've got sculpture, scene assembly, animation, all of the things that go into makeup.
Actually, we'll be doing a stream. I think it's on the 29th on the Media Molecule channel, where we're going to do a behind the scenes, because at the Sony party at E3, we played a 15-minute kind of crazy gig with a banana playing heavy metal. There was an orange drumming, and it was all being performed live by 5 people on stage. And we're going to kind of break down how we did that and explain it, and then like show the gig, and it was really kind of loud and awesome. So,
Something that you just said, you have sculpting in it. Is that just for static meshes, or are you able to put bones inside of it and animate?
So we've avoided doing bones, actually.
Okay.
We wanted to keep it...
It's even
It's more like if you were making wooden puppets or something, you just put joints there and you can articulate things.
It's more like marionettes. So yes, you can animate.
But with careful sculpting, you can kind of hide the joints and things anyway. So.
I've done a bit of work on Matinee for the Unreal Engine, and this is just exciting me so much, the opportunity to kind of make my own game.
Yeah, so we have a whole timeline editor. If you're into video editing, then you can do all of that. One of the fun things as well is that you can just, as I say, you can reuse other people's elements. So if someone else has made a great character, you can search for them and you can follow them. They're like, oh, this person is an amazing character designer. So you follow them inside Dreams, and every time they do a new creation or a new character, it'll pop up on your feed. You're like, oh, okay, wow, they've made a mech. Okay, now I'm going to be able to build that mech game that I wanted to build, or whatever it is, you know. So.
Yeah, I mean, you can specialise within the Create tools. You could specialise and just be a sculptor or an animator.
Well, like a dev would.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a player. So one of the fun things.
You can be an auteur and do everything.
Yeah, that's what you would do, right?
Yeah, probably.
You're an auteur. You just do everything yourself. I don't know. I mean, the playing side is funny because you get people who are making a level and you kind of lose sight of what you're making. So what you can do is you can go into the community and you can say, who is the best player? Who's got the highest ranking in XP and play in the kind of play side of things? Can they come and test my level? Can they tell me if it's any good?
Right.
And so it's all about collaboration. We really want that sense of community. I think LBP had a great community outside of the game, but we want to bring that same sort of people and grow that community and bring them into the game
Well,
as
we're in
well.
a different world now, aren't we? The social
Yeah,
media
well,
now is a whole...
You got the streamers.
Yeah, exactly.
What's that Twitch thing I heard about?
That one, there's so many of them.
Yeah, I mean, I loved that whole, the Bob Ross thing that
Oh,
happened.
Twitch Presents.
Twitch Presents, right. So thank you. I'm sorry. I
No,
got
none
my
at
brand
all.
names all messed up.
They have a lot. They're showing Doctor Who now as well. They did Power Rangers. It's
Wow.
fantastic.
So what I want is Kareem, our art director. He is like going to be the Bob Ross of game
Mark
development.
II, yeah,
Yeah, I want
absolutely.
him to just stream hours, like it's a 5-hour Kareem stream.
But I mean, so the cool thing with the sculpting, which is what Alex is referring to here, is it is actually fun to watch because it isn't using lots of menus and sliders and things. It's like watching somebody model with virtual clay, essentially.
Yeah, you
And
can have
there's all this
everyone in the
cool-
chat going, do a cat, do a cat, like,
yeah.
like something like that. And
It's very quick and sort of expressive. That's
Yeah.
the key thing.
So if you look on Twitter, we're doing a E3 Jam where we're building a game based on suggestions that people have been firing at us. And we're building it in 2 days, so it's going to be rough, but it's called Mega Penguin. Hashtag Mega Penguin. So check it out, and it's pretty out there because obviously the ideas that came streaming in had nothing to do with each other. I think there's a spaceship made of an ice cream.
It just sounded like a random collection of words to me, but
Yeah.
we're somehow
So
turning it
where
into a
can we
game.
see this?
So we're still making it, and
Okay.
we'll be putting it out on our social. So Media Molecule is the developer, and we'll be streaming as well. We regularly stream on Twitch, and check us out on Twitter because that's where you can find out Mega Penguin.
So this is amazing. If I understand correctly, somebody could, let's say, make the landscape, but maybe they're not great at characters.
Right.
They could send the level to a character designer.
Exactly.
They could put the characters in. Maybe somebody else is gonna brush up on the textures a little bit.
Exactly, and that's how we do our campaign.
Yeah, no, I mean, you don't. The thing about Little Big Planet was that it was very much centered around making a level, but we facilitate making all the separate elements here. So you could just sculpt a tree and then share that with the community, and other people can
I'll
find
do
these
the noses.
sculptures and
Yeah, I'll
assemble
be the
a
nose
world.
guy.
Or you could just be
Wow.
someone that makes music, and then you can share the music. So we kind of accommodate making all the separate things as much as we do a whole level.
In fact, on the video here, they're just putting in some music, so maybe we're going to see. I actually haven't seen this video before, so I'm not exactly sure what you're going to see here. But we ship with thousands and thousands of samples, instruments, guitars, vocals. You can record your own, as I said, with a thing. And this is a performance canvas, so he's opening up 2 instruments.
Yeah.
I didn't see, so we've got
You can
no,
jam. You can
This
jam
is
along with each other.
insane.
Yeah.
You've gamified the Steam Workshop.
There we go. That's what. There you go. And he's playing. What's he playing? He's playing a talk box.
We got a slap
and
bass.
a slap bass. He's about to record, so he just clicks the one button on his DualShock controller, and here we go. Perform. Nice. Nice. Little bass line.
And the cute thing is obviously we love the idea of capturing a performance, but maybe you do a 10-minute performance and mess up one note. So you can put it into like a piano roll mold and just
move
Oh,
that
cool!
way.
So you don't have to redo the whole thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I mean, you mentioned collaboration. I mean, that's how we're doing it. So that we have a rule, cast iron rule in Media Molecule, no cheating. So there's no Photoshop, no PCs. Everyone in the studio just gets a DualShock controller and a PlayStation. But we need to collaborate because, like you said, devs have specialities. And so we've built all the tools to let us build our kind of AAA story mode. But we don't cheat, so you get what we get.
And I just quickly want to mention, I know we've been talking a lot about making games, but you can also make videos inside this as
Yes,
well.
stories.
So
You
that's
could
absolutely incredible. You could make your own music
Text
video
adventure.
to advertise the game that you made.
That is so
well, you could make
cool.
a,
That's
you could make a
fantastic.
full feature film if you really want to.
I do want to.
There is so much to talk
much to
about.
talk
We
about.
only
Too
have
much.
30 seconds left. Is
Virtual-
there anything that we've missed?
Virtual reality.
Stop it for the Vive.
Yeah, no,
No,
it's
for the
PlayStation.
PS4.
Okay, for the
PlayStation
PSVR.
You make
Yeah.
VR games, basically.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for showing this.
a
Is there
pleasure.
anything else? Where can people find more information about this?
Media Molecule channels. Also, the beta is this year. The game is coming very soon after that, and you'll be able to create and play and share all sorts of things. Thank you.
Alex, Mark, thank you guys, and Kira, thank you for joining me here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that as much as we did, but don't go anywhere. We have more games coming up next.
There's a lot of games that are focused on enabling people to, you know, there's a lot of strategy games this year, or tactical games this year. There's a lot of these freeform games that allow people to make pretty much whatever they want. I'm really liking, well, it's one of those where I'm really hoping that some of them actually do well. That's always a concern because you never know. When there's so many coming out, only one is going to be able to rise up above the rest. That's just how it is. But Dreams itself looks... It looks beautiful. It really does. Honestly, not sure if I'll get too into it. From what it sounds like, it is strictly... from what it sounds like, it's strictly PS4. And something like that, I want to be able to do elsewhere. Meanwhile, on Pixel Piracy, I am just slaughtering these pirates because I've decided to go back to more the beginning area because I've got some bounties and stuff that are just, they've been sitting here for a while and I should go ahead and deal with them. How am I doing on cannon ammo? Bombs, rather. Okay, not too bad. Alright, on to the town. Where I can grab some fruit and cure the scurvy. It really pops up way too fast. So here in just a moment, we've got the messenger popping up. Not sure what that one's about. Again, I've probably seen it already in the expo, is what it technically is, from what I understand. Food! I should pick up another crew member while I'm here, 'cause why not? That's all that I can get. Ah, new trailer.
Will I carry the scroll? And the answer is yes, I will.
All right.
Ezekiel III here live on Twitch from E3. I've got Okadrian joining me, and more importantly, I've got Martin from Sabotage joining me. How you doing, man?
I'm doing super well.
Excellent,
This is an excellent E3 even for an indie game.
Oh man, it's been so fantastic for anybody who loves indie games and wants to see the weird, the wild, the hard, the difficult, all that stuff. I've been seeing them all day, and we're not going to stop yet because we've got The Messenger to talk about.
Yes.
So, tell me about The Messenger. Give me the pitch.
Okay, The Messenger is basically the story of a young ninja who's in a village, and there's a curse on his world. The demon army is invading, and he's trying to save the world by carrying a scroll to the top of the mountain. So there's a very specific mechanic in that game, is that you don't have a double jump. You do what we call the cloud stepping. So every time you hit something with your sword, you're allowed to jump again. And so you can chain those as much as possible. We want you to feel like these ninja movies, like, you know, Chinese film where they go through the forest and wires.
Yeah, like Crouching Tiger, that kind of stuff.
So it's supposed to be fun to play, but also fun for people to watch them. So this story will start as an 8-bit platformer classic, you know, serious stuff that's really mean. So, you know, you're supposed to be like, okay, I'm done with that. It's a cool retro gaming experience, a love letter to the NES era.
Right.
With, you know, cool chiptune music. And then, you know, we like to play with players' expectations, so you'll be in for a few surprises on many, many levels, you know.
Like, on a scale of 1 to poop in my pants, like, how surprising will it be?
I think you will poop your pants twice in the same minute.
Whoa, that's off the scale. That's like,
it is off the scale.
Like over 11.
We've been showing the game during all E3 to a lot of press. We've already gathered like 9 Best of E3 game awards from different.
Nice job.
Yeah. So people are like, what?
Really? Wow, that's
because we
awesome.
tell them, hey, this is going to be this kind of game, and they're like, I'm done for that. And then boom, 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 surprises. So we're trying not to show too much in the video that we provided today, because I think one of the best things is for people to be surprised. You know, going in blind in this game is probably be the best experience. But still, you know, we have to show stuff and tell people, because if not, nobody's going to talk about the game, and then we'll be all sad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We don't want you to be sad.
No, I don't want to be sad. I've been sad
day.
once, and it was super bad.
It's the worst feeling in the world, man.
Sad once. I love it.
You've got a very specific art style going on here. It's like an homage to something. I don't want to say the name. I mean, I have some ideas of what it might look like. You know, Quacks Like Talks Like. What's your influence?
Well, it's NES that could have been. You know, it's very, very clear. You know, that we're using the NES palette, and we're doing a game like maybe the last few games on the NES that were really. We cheat a little bit because you know we like to say we do retro aesthetics.
Yeah.
But modern game design. So we take you to those memories of when you were a kid and you were with your cousin and having a lot of fun, and it was so cool.
Right.
But you know, if you go back to some of these games, sometimes there'll be some frustration, especially for people who didn't play them when they were young. But we try to bring what we learned in you know, level design and game design.
Yeah.
So this scene that you're seeing here is one of the first surprises. That's the shop. It's the shopkeeper is actually the most important character in the game, because he's going to tell you a lot of funny stories. He's going to upgrade your character, and is basically, you know, bringing you into the weird world of the messenger. Because as the ninja, you're basically the vessel for the player. So it's a rather generic ninja, but you know, the shopkeeper and all of the bosses and stuff really bring, you know, all the humor in the game and the surprises. You know, stuff that you would not expect from a normal, you know, 8-bit platformer.
Excellent.
We're seeing right now the Quilshroom Marsh, which is you see there's some quicksand there. It's a level that's been possessed by a boss that's really you know, mushroom team, as we can see. And so
I bet he used to be a cool guy. I bet she used to be a cool lady.
Maybe. So you'll see her right now, and that's one of the first boss that's starting to be really challenging in the game. I think it's the fourth boss of the game, and she does some pretty nasty acrobatics, and as you'll see here, she will be doing something soon that will surprise you very much. No, not that much.
But a little bit.
But it's an interesting character. She plays an important lore in the game.
Okay.
And I don't want to say more than that.
No, it's all right. I mean, we can watch it. We can watch as we talk.
Yeah. And then she turns you to mushroom.
Oh. Okay. No, I know friends of mine who would actually pay to have that happen. So for the experience of being a mushroom.
Or they already do it.
Yeah.
So you see the game is in 8-bit, that's fine, okay, that's what we promised you. But one of the things that happened in this game is that when you think you're about to close the game, you know, it's been hours, you've been playing, you've reached the top of the mountain, the big boss, then something weird happens. The game will actually turn into 16 bits.
Whoa! Oh, man, I never saw that.
Did you shit your pants?
That was a little nugget, I will say. A little nugget.
Okay, so
that's fucking cool,
it's because
man.
the character learns later on that he's been, you know, forwarded 500 years in the future. So
it represents it.
Exactly.
Oh,
so it ties in the story. It's just not. It's not just a gimmick. So it ties in the story. You go into the future. So how do we better represent it that going from one console generation to the next? So we're going from NES to Super NES, and the game runs in both 8-bit and Super 8-bit, in 16-bit at all time. Music, every song in the game by our composer Rainbow Dragon Eyes is in 8-bit and 16-bit. Every
That's
level,
wild.
because after that, the game, you kind of figure out, oh, it was a normal platformer, but now I have to go back and I have a map. And so it kind of become more like a Metroidvania.
Oh,
so you have to go back
wow.
and you find new levels. There's a ton of content that you certainly did not expect. And to go back to Rainbow Dragon Eyes, because I know that you like the music.
Oh,
of the game.
absolutely, yeah.
He's a technical death metal drummer. He plays in Necrogoblicon and other bands.
Okay.
But his side project, Rainbow Dragon Eyes, is what he does is he paints his face and he sings death metal music with a Game Boy that playing chiptune music. He's a fantastical performer. This is his first soundtrack, and believe me, it's insane. It's I've been hearing some of those tracks for 2 years now, and I don't tire of it.
Rainbow Dragon Eyes.
Yep.
If you guys want to check it out. I want to know now. One of the draws for Nintendo has always been the difficulty. How tough is this game?
The game starts relatively easy.
Okay.
First two bosses, I would say, are, you know, it's fine. It's just to teach you.
Figure it out.
The game gets harder, but, you know, it's never going to be as hard as our original Ninja Gaiden. That's not something that we want to go to, but it's still a very challenging experience.
Okay.
Look, so you see, this is a good example of seeing the game that runs in both mode at the same time.
Oh, wow.
So the Ninja is actually, it let us do some weird, cool thing with the level design. So technically, you just, you know, follow this, and you can also hit it so the circle becomes larger.
Okay.
And yeah, so you really see that the passage of time too. It used to be a cursed land, so it was all dark and stuff. And in the 500 years in between, you know, it became a luxuriant place that we call Rivière Turquoise, because we're French Canadians and we wanted to have a level that was called with French.
You bet.
So, and this is the Cloud Ruins. So it's the remnants of an ancient giant civilization. It's the first level. It's actually before the level that we just saw. It's the first level where you're actually in 16-bit. The character at this point has no clue what's going on, why everything changed.
Right.
And yeah, you get pursued by this incredible sky serpent. And so yeah, every level will bring you new stuff, new gameplay element, upgrades. You got, you know, now you have the wingsuit, you have the grappling hook. You don't start without that. You really upgrade your character along the way.
Now, there is a currency system, and that's is that how you get the upgrades? As you go to the
upgrades, like
shopkeeper?
the climbing claws, the wingsuit, and the rope dart, they are given to you by the shopkeeper because they are required for progression.
Okay.
The time shard are used to unlock the talent tree.
Okay.
Which basically you can choose different talents to build up your character, and this is what you use to you know, the time shards with for.
So you can use different talents. You don't have to use the same ones every time. You don't like unlock the exact
you
same
know,
thing.
some talents will be like spikes do 1 less damage.
Okay,
There will be, you know, you have more
Yeah.
shurikens, or you have more health.
Gotcha,
Or
okay.
stuff
That makes a
like
lot of
that.
sense.
So, yeah, exactly. It's really fun because you don't expect that from a classic 8-bit platformer, right?
No.
No, I mean that pixel switch is pretty cool, man.
It's the
I gotta
speedrunner's
say.
dream come true.
Yeah, it's great.
It is made for speedrunners.
What?
In mind.
We had 'em in mind.
Since the get-go. I mean, if you combine the cloud stepping with the rope dart and the wingsuit, and you play that correctly, you will be able to bypass a ton of content, but in a good way. And you know what? For those who don't speedrun, you can chat with that shopkeeper, and he can tell you hours of stories. He's actually going to give you a cure for anxiety if you talk to him long enough. Seriously, stuff that will surprise you.
That's awesome, man. When can we get it?
It's coming to Switch and PC. courtesy of Sabotage Studio and Devolver. At the end of the summer, early autumn, we're still, we didn't announce the date yet, but we're just putting the finishing touches. I'm the support character, so I'm here like on Twitch while the team is toiling very hard back at home. Guys, you are awesome. It's a great team that I'm working with on this game, and the creative director of the game, Thierry Boulanger, has been wanting to make this game since he was 8 years old. It's his dream project. He was playing Ninja Gaiden 2, and he was like, I want to make this game. So, you know, we've managed to select the perfect team to realize this dream. And as someone who doesn't actually make the game, I can say this is one of the best games that's going to come out this year.
That's awesome. I can't wait to play it. It's coming to you either the end of the summer or the beginning of fall. But this year, look for it on PC and Switch. Don't go away. More stuff coming. We'll be right back.
Thanks, guys.
Pooped his pants.
So yeah, that texture graphical switch was a really cool feature. I just think there's too many homages to that era of gaming. I mean, yes, it's what we grew up with, but could we maybe get something that's a bit newer? I mean, I do like pixel graphics. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to explain the emotions on that, the thoughts. I like it. Don't want it to go away. Just would prefer more newer things, if that makes sense. Meanwhile, here on Pixel Piracy, I am now bombing a ship. Because I am OP like that. They're just dead. Wow. Well, I don't mind less work for myself. You go and I love how the urns bleed. The way they set up those urns is that they are apparently registered as a living creature. Ah, they are back.
Thank you so much for staying with us. We are here with Kira.
That's me.
Versus me, DJ Tech Live, and we have Francis from Square Enix
Hello.
here to talk to you about an amazing game that a lot of us play called Nier Automata, and it's coming to the Xbox One.
Yes, finally. There's I think the number one question since release of the original game was when is it coming to Xbox? And so we were listening, and we wanted to make sure that everyone had a chance to play Nier Automata. So
yeah, and for a lot of people that don't know what Nier Automata is, you want to just give them a little brief over?
Yeah, so basic context. Nier Automata, you're in a post-apocalyptic future where alien life forms, like the ones you're about to see, just have taken over Earth. They have invaded and they've taken over. Mankind has fled to the moon just to survive. So they fled to the moon, and they, in the efforts to reclaim Earth for mankind, they send down an army of androids, combat-ready androids, to fight the proxy war, to reclaim Earth for mankind, and that's the basic thing.
Awesome, and then we have a return of 2B, 9S, and 2A. I mean, is it
A2?
A2.
Yep.
I was going to 2A. Here to save mankind, glory to mankind as always. Speaking of which, you guys had a huge, huge accomplishment.
Yes, we just announced that we hit 3 million units worldwide.
That's insane.
So, I mean, if you ask anyone who worked on the game, including myself, if we thought we would ever hit 3 million units back when we launched it, we would think we were crazy because it's just, I mean, a lot of people before it launched were like, it's just a niche JRPG game, what's so special about it? But once people started playing the game and started understanding how unique it is and how, you know, how Platinum Games adds their like special action combat spice to the game, along with, I don't know if you've had the pleasure of meeting Yoko Taro, but he is also quite unique, a unique character.
He is.
And a storyteller. He's a great
Absolutely.
storyteller, and that's like kind of the perfect combination, and that's what, and then Nier Automata is what resulted.
For those that don't know, this game has a very unique combat system, a killer soundtrack. There's a lot inviting new players to the game.
Yeah.
Kara, have you had a chance to play it?
I have not because I'm still working on Nier. So for people who haven't, maybe you haven't even played Nier, can they just jump right in with Nier Automata?
So yeah, so so Nier did also come on the Xbox 360. That's the original version. It is in that same universe, but just Nier Automata is farther into the timeline. But you don't need to have played the original Nier to play Nier Automata. And yeah, you can just jump right in.
I think that's definitely great for Xbox One owners who maybe they didn't have an Xbox 360 or they traded it in so they could buy their Xbox One. You can just jump right in with this title.
You know, obviously, I mean, new players to the genre in general.
Yeah.
So this edition is called we have a Becomes God edition.
Become as gods. It is a saying that that you know the new players from Xbox will learn eventually as they progress through the game. But yeah, so one of the themes of Nier Automata is you know, the androids and the robot machine life forms who have taken over the planet are fighting for the Earth that humans used to inhabit. So they're trying to learn, they're curious about what it means to be human. And they're curious about, you know, the things that humans go through, such as religion. And that becomes a theme in the game. And that's where the Become as Gods title comes from.
I know we had some words when we ported it over to PC, because everybody wanted to know PC. I wanted to know PC because, you know, obviously you have a really nice rig. What was the difficulties bringing it over from PlayStation to Xbox that you guys tackled as people were asking for?
One of the main things, well, you mean what are the differences between the PS version and the Xbox version?
Yeah.
So this one is Xbox One X enhanced, meaning it comes in 4K, HDR, and it also comes with the DLC that came along with the original version.
Okay.
Also DLC items that came along with the original version.
So you get all the fashion and all the beautiful stuff that was released.
All the costumes, all the pod skins. You get a cool little machine mask helmet to play with. So yeah, it's very fun.
So this is like the complete version. Everything that's out there is in this bundle?
Everything, most things that are out there are
okay.
with this version. Yes.
Okay. That's awesome.
I just want to be technically accurate there. So.
No, that's very good point to do. When it comes to, so we still have the great stuff like the multiple endings, the difficulty and everything is still packaged in the game?
Yes.
Given this one?
And yeah, and that's kind of the thing that we're really excited for Xbox fans to finally get their hands on and experience. Everyone that's played the game the past year have been raving about. So I think one of the really cool things, and one of the really cool things that resulted from us revealing it at the Xbox conference was on social media, everyone was just happy for Xbox fans because they get to now experience what they have experienced. And that's kind of a really cool thing, and that's something that, you know, the developers and us at Square Enix also just live for, to make sure that everyone can experience these fun games on all platforms.
And as I understand it, the Nier games have quite a few endings, and you're meant to play through it multiple times to get all of the information. So this game has a lot of replayability.
Yes, but also, I mean, it's somewhat different for this one, because when you do beat it for the first time, that's actually not the ending. You actually unlock the next portion of the game, even though it does seem like it is the ending. That's why, so I want to make sure all of you out there play throughout and when you beat it the first time, it's not really the ending. You have to keep playing. There's another section of the game, another few sections of the game.
So it's unlocking the story more and more.
To go through. Yeah, so once you get to, I don't want to spoil everything, but there are multiple endings, and you'll know when you get to the real ending.
So we talk about community. Community is huge when it comes to this game. I've seen a lot of cosplayers, a lot of fans and stuff.
Yes.
Is there anything that you took from the community that you are either in the future thinking about putting in the game or put in the game already?
Oh man, there's a lot of requests out there, especially for fans of Drakengard, because Nier does descend from the Drakengard series.
Right.
There's a lot of requests to put main characters from Drakengard into the game, or like costumes from Drakengard into Nier Automata, and those are all things that the developers would love to toy around with, mostly because the fans have been waiting for more like Nier and Drakengard content for a long time, so it's really high on their list to just appease them and make sure that they're happy.
This is an open world game, right?
Yes, it is. It is an open world. It is open world, and it's set in the ruins of civilization.
Wow.
Yes.
So is there a lot to explore then? Like, how much open world are we talking about?
So there's a few different areas. So you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, and there's different quest hubs to go to pick up different quests. It's pretty open in terms of being able to do the side quests and the main storyline. You can do them whenever you want to, and there's no like repercussions for doing things late or anything like that. So, but in terms of the landscape, it's pretty open world. It's a pretty huge area. There's I think 5 or 6 different landscapes to traverse through and explore.
So, Xbox fans love achievements. I mean, they have a whole thing built on it. Are there any special achievements only for Xbox users?
No. So it's all the same achievements, but they're all really fun achievements. I think you will have. So I think a lot of people who have played the original version of the game know some of the fun achievements that the developers have put in. So those all remain intact, but I don't think there's anything new.
Okay.
Hey, whatever ups the gamer score.
Yeah. I mean, I love getting achievements. I like being a completionist, so all that is definitely in the game. You definitely find a lot of
What's
stuff.
my gamer rep, man? Gotta up that.
Now, when it comes to DLC and stuff, you guys have been very, very on point with just giving us brand new stuff. Sometimes on top of, before we get a brand new one to get another one, are you just going to still push that? Even with this version as well, you guys still have a roadmap ahead?
That's a good question. For Nier, I think for the time being, this is really the endpoint for that. No plans that I've heard of in terms of new content. But yeah, keep an eye out. Always tweet at us and give us your messages and ask for more content. And, you don't know what'll happen.
Speaking of new content and adding to it, so with that, where can fans and community members alike go to give you guys feedback?
All of our social media channels are always open at neargame.com, at neargame on Twitter, and then /neargame on Facebook. Send us messages. We always we have a community manager who goes through all those messages and tells us the important things, and just also if we need like an uplift in our day, like we're having a bad day, or it's like the final day of E3, we can make it through E3. We just read these like these loving fan messages.
That's amazing.
Of how the fans are enjoying the game, and they thank us for making it, and of course we send those messages on to the developers so they can have that too.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Thanks guys for being such a good community out there.
Yeah, thank you
also,
so much.
the soundtrack is still available to purchase as well?
Yes, it is. It's on the Square Enix store.
All right, well, there you go. There you have it, guys. Thank you so very much for coming and bringing us back into the world of Nier Automata, guys. Don't go anywhere. We still have a few more things. Hang in there, and we'll see you soon.
I've heard really good things about the original Nier. Definitely interested in checking it out, this one. Not sure if it'll be a day one kind of game for me. I'll probably wind up grabbing a different game instead. All depends on how things go in the future, I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. Sorry, we said it. I've got a lot of random weapons in here. Well, that's good that that's your favorite. Could you just stop repeating the same ad forever. I mean, it's... they really have been repeating the same advertisements over and over and over. They sold me on at least checking out the headset here on the screen right now. They did that already, because I've had good experiences with my other Alienware products, as well as their support team. But it's still just... Urgh. The pains of watching the same thing all day long. I will go ahead and sell this flail.
It's out now on PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Yay. It's out now, guys. It's out now. What kind of stuff do we have in the goods here? Toilet paper. I don't get why there's a morale loss when they poop. Oh, I pooped. I don't like you anymore. You're mean. Yeah. Anyway, guys, do stick around after E3 is finally said and done. 7 p.m. tonight, I'm going to be streaming with another streamer. And we're going to be doing some depth and maybe a couple of other games. Let's see, what else do I want to grab? I think I'm good on what I've got in here already. Yeah, I'm good with that one. I need to save some money for ship stuff anyways. Specifically, booms. Ah, there they are.
Welcome back to Twitch.tv E3 Covers 2018. I'm Adrian. That's
I'm
Rachel. This is our friend Keita.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And for those of you who may not be familiar with what we're talking about today, I want to tell you, if you play Katamari, you like the art style and the way that plays, you're going to love this game. It's called Wattam?
Yeah, Wattam.
Yeah, Wattam. And we're going to be showing off a little bit of gameplay footage for it too, and take a look and see how it works. How would you describe this game?
I can't.
That's easy. There you go.
It's a pretty tough to describe game, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I deny.
Well, we'll do the job for you if you'd like, and you tell us where we go wrong, okay?
Okay. So I'm gonna guess you start off as a cube right there, and you're the mayor. Okay, so far so good. And as a mayor, the idea is to gather friends, right? As you go along.
Yeah.
He seems sad and lonely here.
Yes.
He needs friends. Like, that's me IRL right now. That's how I feel every day.
But
Nice.
he sees something.
Is that Rachel?
What is that?
Is that my friend Rachel?
I think it's just a small object.
Small object, that's stone.
It's just a stone.
Okay, just a
It's
stone.
just not me. I am not a rock.
Okay.
But
Well, what can we do with the stone?
what are we gonna do? We could pick it up.
Okay.
Do we have other options?
No, just
No.
only pick up.
Just the one.
No, just that one.
There he goes. He's doing it. He's doing it. He's doing it. He's
Yeah.
picked the rock.
Look how
He's got
shocked.
it. He's interested.
Ah!
Shocking.
Oh my God.
It is me. I'm a tiny
told
pebble
you.
friend.
Hi. Hi, Rachel.
Oh, what are we gonna do together? We have so many options now.
Thinking we're gonna walk around. Oh, I'm gonna catch you.
Oh, I'm gonna run away.
Yeah, just tag.
So it's just a game of
Start
tag.
Yeah, start tag.
Is this the intro to the game?
Yeah, that's a tutorial.
As soon as you start up. So we're learning what to do here a little bit.
So
go ahead.
You might be hear the song that I sang.
You sang this song.
Is this a temporary song that me and my wife sang this duet song?
That's so cool. Do you
That's
and your
so-
wife work together on the game?
Yeah, my wife is a composer, so she composed this music.
How lucky. That's so cool.
I like this song. You should keep it in.
So embarrassing.
Why? It sounds good.
Don't think so.
Hey, I think a lot of gamers are going to be excited to play this. I think your heart is in this game, and they're going to want to know you and see the cool things that you brought them.
That means hearing your cool voice, seeing your cool... Look how happy Mr. Mayor is now.
Hold on, our Rock has a question though.
Yeah. Okay. What happened?
I don't know. He's trying to get his attention, I think.
We control the Rock now.
Yes. So,
So
you
we can
Okay. You can select everyone, then control everyone.
Everyone?
Yes, everyone. So that is the biggest design thing of the button. One of the biggest thing.
So if
And
I
the-
see Rock,
Rock or Mayor.
Flower.
Yeah.
There's over 100 characters, right?
No, less than 100.
Less than 100? Wait, you know, it goes,
90
it goes
or
1
80.
to 100. So are we closer to 2 or are we closer to 100?
Yeah, close to the 100.
All right.
Okay, so close to 100.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Okay.
So we've met a big Rock now.
Oh my goodness.
And we're really getting our friendships rolling. We're expanding our network, you know, LinkedIn invitations.
Up there it says hold hands with Square.
Very nice physical communication.
I think that's a lovely thing to
I
do.
haven't held hands with someone in like 10 years, so this is great.
That's-
Dude, thank you.
That's a lovely physical communication. So what happens now? You are the Rock.
Yeah, we are buddy.
All right, and you're the mayor.
Yeah, I'm the mayor. He's a big rock.
You
You're a little
seem
rock.
as traumatized. But you're really warming up to the Rock here. This game is a journey, friends. Oh, he's getting a little wiggle going. Are you hear music? Is he dancing?
Well, it's a good song to be playing. Despite what some people might think, it's a really good song.
It is a great song.
So he's
Greeting.
Greeting, of course, because he's mayor. Very polite greeting.
What? I didn't know I had that. Oh, that's not how you make friends. Oh, they're all laughing about it.
Oh, wait, they love it. Oh, he's
Yeah.
learning that they love it. He didn't mean to do that.
Yeah. He didn't know that what he has a bomb.
So we just learned something about the mayor today.
Yes.
So whenever I want in the future, I can just magic bomb it.
He seems pretty surprised.
Innards go everywhere. I'm okay. Lost my hat, but I think I'll make it.
But now we have a circle and square on the hands. I guess those are the controls that we can press.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I gotta get my hat back, obviously. That's
Now-
embarrassing.
Now that we know what the hat can do. All right, he's got it back on his head.
Okay.
And they said one more time.
They're just having a great time.
Yeah.
This is the opening level.
Yes, just tutorial.
So we're doing what we're supposed to be doing right now. We're making friends with rocks and we're blowing each other up.
And then something coming.
Surprise?
Surprise. It's very usual thing.
Okay.
Oh, they're laughing. That's pretty loud.
Oh.
All right, our
What?
mayor definitely notices something.
What's it gonna be? A jackal?
A moon?
Almost.
A sun?
Oh, Sunny D.
Well, now that the sun's up,
Lazy sun.
he's waking up, man. It's a slow riser.
Oh, the crowd hiding.
Had a long day of just being a lazy sun.
Oh,
So does this
oops.
change the world now that the sun is out?
Yeah.
Seems like a friendly guy.
I hope he doesn't get too close. You know, like to go in for a hug, like hi, and you're like, no.
Okay, so now we've seen a little bit of Watam.
Great.
What,
Thank you.
What do
Bye.
we know? No, you stay. Chotomate, please. We have some stuff to talk about here because
Really?
there's a mayor. He explodes.
Yes.
Why do we want to keep exploding?
This is kind of story
Okay.
thing, so I can't tell.
That's valid. That's fair.
I've seen some images of other characters in the game, like a lawnmower.
And a donut.
Oh, that's a super old thing.
Oh, super old.
Yeah, I guess that's 3 years ago or 4 years ago. Yeah.
Is it gone? Oh, secrets.
That's part of the story. You can't ask, you have to play.
Whatever.
I think it's important to talk about that you worked on Katamari.
Yes.
And that was a game that was very simple, very cute, and extremely popular. Everyone really understood what it meant to Katamari, to roll a ball and to gather things and to make it big. Katamari became a word that we use in conversation to say grabbing too much shit.
Really?
Yeah. So Katamari is a verb now.
Wow.
Congratulations.
I'm wondering if Watam is now going to mean explode all over your friends.
No.
Well, the show's peaked.
No,
That's it.
like what that means. So I made this prototype with engineer who came from the India. He speaks Tamil. Then in Tamil, Batam, B-A-T-T-A-M, means circle.
It means a circle.
Circle in English. Then W-A, it's called wa, means circle in Japanese.
Oh, that's very close.
Yeah,
That's
so,
interesting.
Yeah, so I just combine wa and batam, then make into watam.
And why is a circle important in Watam?
Because this is a part of the story, like making the circle connect people together and blah, 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 blah.
So this is a story not just about squares and rocks and explosions, but about building a community and making friends.
Something like that.
Is that something important to you?
Not for me, but for this world.
Man, you are making the right choice. That is a great message. Because a lot of times during this entire week, there's been a lot of. And for you to just say, I want to have a game about community, love, friendship, circle, with that art style that people are familiar with and they really, really love. Everything about it, it's great.
No, it's not finished yet, so it's maybe too early to say something like that.
Do you think you will know when it comes out? When will you be ready to publish?
Yeah.
This year?
This year?
That's exciting news. But if you need to take longer, I will wait for this game.
Really?
I am excited to play this game.
Yes. Do you have budget to extend?
Do I have budget? Well, we'll
To
have
extend that schedule.
this conversation off stage, but I'm willing to extend you an angel investment of upwards of $200 million for putting me into the game. Do you think
I
that-
like the idea.
She doesn't have $200
I don't have that money.
Oh, really?
She does not have
How about you?
I have $5.
$5?
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
But this does open the conversation of Kickstarter. There are so many fans out there, and I don't mean or any
No,
fan
I
community.
can't do that. Kinda.
I think you have
I feel
fans.
so bad. Ask money from the players.
But it's give and get. So I think that based on how popular Katamari and other games that you have touched have succeeded, that this is a game that will bring people together maybe
Yes.
the same way.
I have friends who have Katamari t-shirts that they wear proudly because of what you have done in their lives. And that's very important for you to know that you are doing great work for everyone.
Will your wife be making more music for the game?
I think so, yeah. I think she loves it.
That's incredible.
Where can we go to get more information? Website?
I guess so, the Annapurna Interactive.
Okay.
Annapurna Interactive is where you can find more information about Watam.
Perfect.
That's wonderful.
Keita, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank
for holding
you.
my hand, too. Very kind.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
Ladies
so
and gentlemen,
much.
I think you know what to do. Please support the game. Find out more information and enjoy the musical that we have going on right here. And
Do you
stick
have a
around.
Twitter?
Yes.
Make sure you please tweet and let the developers know that you want to see Watam. Let him know that you love this game.
But while you're doing that, stick around for more E3 2018 on Twitch.
So I never. So that guy was definitely not at all prepared for this tonight. That was interesting. Coming up next, we've got Earthfall, followed by Trover Saves the Universe. Trover Saves the Universe, I'm personally interested in seeing more on because it's done in part by the developer, or by the Rick and Morty team. I'm not sure, I'm not too familiar with, you know, movie development terms, so whatever those are, they call themselves there. But it's looking interesting, and I'm excited. That game, Watam, looks really simple, which is okay. I do hope that they expand it a bit more. I'd personally like to see more of a world instead of just a random empty space and floating in the middle of nowhere. Especially if they're going to be shoving almost 100 characters onto that little platform. I'm sure they won't, but still. My point remains. But yeah, coming up next is Earthfall. Should be starting any moment now. Sorry about the laggy nature of pixel piracy. I've never gotten this far in the game before. And I think that it is simply... the game is a little simple, and I don't think it quite knows how to handle so much going on the game. Gotta put down some food. Alright, so world map.
Rated T for teen.
Ah, new trailer.
This used to be a nice neighborhood. Wash the car on a Sunday. Green space for the kids. Then he turned up. And then. But this is still our home, and we will resist. Now, surviving an alien invasion requires some core skills. Preparation. Fail to prepare. Prepare to get dead.
Hang on, reload! Hook up,
Teamwork. We can only survive together.
I'm bleeding! A lot!
Improvisation. Weapons are in short supply, but we can print our own. Fortification.
Barricade in place.
Damn, I love turrets. And strategically deployed. Aggression. We gotta take the fight to them. Earth has fallen. Team up. Kill all aliens. They came to us, but we will overcome. We are the resistance. Earthfall.
And we're back, E3 on Twitch, and we have me, DJ Tech Live. We have Rachel over there, and we have Earthfall. You want to introduce yourself? Give them a little bit about Earthfall.
Sure. I'm Colin. I'm the social media community manager, man of many hats at the studio, Holospark. So we're making Earthfall. It's a 4-player co-op shooter. Super fun to play with your friends and blow up a bunch of aliens.
Colin, I have to say, man, I appreciate it. Multiplayer games were suffering for a little bit. to people like you who make amazing games, that put it out there and have us be salty of one another and come together and rejoice at the end.
We want to make it so you shoot other aliens, not shoot your friends in the face anymore. So.
But can you, though?
Yeah, you don't want to, though.
Is TK on? Friendly fire?
You can turn TK.
All right, that's all I just needed to know.
And the AI will tell you if you're shooting each other.
Yeah,
so.
we sometimes call that hard mode in our neck of the woods. Yeah. So what are some of the new additions that we're going to be adding to the game?
Sure, so the biggest thing is we have aliens. Super cool to have different types of bosses and all these different cool characters and stuff. The big thing that we have is you actually print weapons on 3D printers in the world, so which is pretty cool. And you can actually pick up barricades and actually put barricades in doorways and other things to protect you and your other players.
Fortifying is definitely something that is shown its mark this year, and having that in a type of Left 4 Dead style game is really great. What were the challenges that you faced bringing in fortification into a game that a lot of people just say, oh, we have hordes of killing?
Sure, the biggest challenge was finding the right places where we wanted to put them, and the things like silly things like how big do we want to make the barricade, like how tall, like what's it gonna do, things like that. And so we've actually found some really fun places. We've actually seen people at events when we show the demo off of like people using them in ways that we never anticipated.
That was gonna be my next question.
This is crazy, and we actually added features based off of some of that stuff. So like one of the things you can actually do is you can pick up a barricade and actually put a propane tank to it and make it a flaming barricade.
Oh.
And you can also make it an electric barricade. So we have a lot of cool features with it.
Wow.
So how much, you talked about the balance a little bit between progressing through the map where you move as a team, you kind of claim new areas, and then deciding to fortify. So is there a pattern to it, or when we jump into gameplay with our friends, can we kind of expect a certain cadence?
Sure, you can totally expect the kind of like really on the edge of your seat kind of cadence. We really want to amp things up and make it really exciting to play. We have the things that kind of slow down so you kind of explore, like look around corners a little bit, maybe find some secret items here and there. But no, we want to make it so your players stick together. Stick it together, stay alive.
What a revolutionary damn concept.
Yes.
Teamwork is a thing?
Teamwork.
Stick together, stay alive. We actually have one of our enemies, the Whiplash. This is kind of like, it's a dog-looking character and it grabs you by the head.
What?
And then
By the head?
runs away with you. And so then your other players have to go chase you down and protect you and potentially heal you and stuff.
Ideally chase you down.
Ideally chase you. Sometimes it doesn't happen, then you just have to die.
And I do want to jump in and just say, and if they don't, or if I'm playing online and you can never trust those people, what happens when I die and my team
Why are you
runs
in
off?
my head? Synergy.
I
She's
know,
in my
because
head.
I'm anticipating playing with you, and I'm like, this guy is not coming back to save me.
I turn and run.
So what ends up happening is if someone, we have two states. So we have a suspended state, which actually just paralyzes you. You can use your pistol to fend things off. Okay. If you take more damage than that, then you're unconscious. And so you can't do anything until someone comes back over and revives you.
All right, so when they're just running the three of them for the end of the map, and I'm
then
back at the first
you're
checkpoint,
just-
can they get through? Or
They can't.
They can't?
They can. We actually have one map. We have one map where you have to get to a point and then it takes you to a boat. And we have one people where there are 3 people down at an event and one person was alive and then the prompt came up of like, get to the boat. He's like, peace out, I'm out here.
That's what I would do. All right, so back to fortifying, because I'm very interested in this. Is it like an event that happens, or do you just come to a point where you see that you can fortify, and how do you combat people just taking too long to fortify? Because I know a lot of people that like to build.
Well, it's more of just kind of it's an added feature. It's not necessarily like a core mechanic. We really just kind of wanted to make it another option while you're playing. So, like in one scenario in our first level, you find a garage. It's very instant when you start the level, and that's where we introduce the barricades and stuff into the game. And we have pretty much a garage door, and we have like a side door in the garage, and it teaches you, okay, I can put this in the doorway and stuff. But there's not enough barricades to block everything, so you kind of have to figure out, okay, do I want to block that door, or do I want to block the front door and stuff? So,
all right, big bad boss monsters.
We have our fair share of them.
All right.
So we have a beast, which is kind of like this big, gigantic, huge character that spits out fireballs and screams and yells, and it's super scary when you see him. It puts out this gigantic scream. When you hear it, you're kind of like, your heart drops. You're like, oh gosh. We have another character that's actually really cool. We have a character called the Blackout, which is this squid-looking character.
Oh gosh.
That's covered.
Tentacles?
He has tentacles that whips around. Yes. That also has force field barricades around him.
That's fair.
Jesus.
That also has projectile energy weapons and teleports around the map.
And it cooks?
Yeah.
Yeah, and an MBA and business.
Only 2 payments of $10.99.
Oh my goodness gracious. So, is there a story mode?
Yes. So we have our mode, and then you can play it solo and get more of the story, and then you can play with your friends and get the same story and actually get more details because you have other characters that are interacting and stuff.
Okay. So are there unlockables?
Yeah, so we have achievements and unlockables and
great.
mission complete and badges and all that stuff.
So, in addition to story mode, is there an endless horde mode of any type?
I can't say anything.
Ah.
I'm trying to surprise you with that, man. Don't look at your Christmas presents, okay?
Shake it.
I see 4 characters. Are we maybe going to add any more to the team or have options to swap people in?
So what we are doing is we have customizable outfits.
Even better.
Okay. Styling and profiling.
So with our deluxe edition that comes out July 13th, you can actually get a hazmat suit for the characters, and then we have some other outfits that are coming soon.
Inspired by anything? Or are you looking for?
We have some fun ideas. So we have some really fun ideas that are coming up. Our character art team has had a good time, and so I'm sure we'll get some chuckles from people.
I'm gonna ask a little cheeky question here. So,
shoot.
It's going on. It's on Steam.
Yes, Steam right now.
Early access.
Early access.
Okay. Since you're on Steam, community plays a big role in Steam in many ways.
Huge.
Will you allow players to design outfits?
So we're not going to do UGC, but we might do community-led design challenges.
Absolutely.
So pretty much allow people to submit their ideas. Then we would have to create them and stuff. But it's actually something we've done. One of our maps, actually, we have people. Some of our biggest fans are actually immortalized in the game.
Oh.
So we have a wall within one of our levels that shows pretty much missing people. So
Okay.
you're kind of like a apocalyptic kind of a thing. So it's all these pictures. Has my dog in it. Has other people. Has people from our team. But also has a lot of our fans in it as well.
Wow.
No, it sounds like you guys really have your ear to the ground with the community, just based on some of the things you implemented at their suggestion and how willing you're going to be, taking suggestions from them. Where does that community live, and how often do you guys, talk to them? How do you communicate?
I was in the green room talking with our community on Discord.
Oh my
wow.
God. So that you guys have you're really dedicated people
Yes.
that can find that Discord link and hop right in.
Discord GG/Earthfall.
There you go.
So yeah, we're talking with them. Through E3, we've been talking with, telling them to be prepared for what we're doing, and I'm always in there. Designers are always there. We're listening to Steam forums. You're probably hearing myself or other people on our team talking with it. People we try to really understand what our community is doing and really understand that these are our fans and we need to incubate them as best as possible and understand that they love our game and we want to bring it more to it.
What were you guys talking about in the green room?
I said.
What were they asking? What did the community want to know?
I said, be prepared, and we have something really secret and fun to show.
Can we show it?
We can
do
show
it?
Yes.
Let's do
Tell
it.
us what it is. Tell us
This
what it
is we are showing a premiere of upcoming content.
All right, coming your way. As you saw, guys, we have crazy alien busting action. And before we let you go, where can we find all this action and where can we?
Earthfall.com, Earthfall Game on Twitter, Earthfall Game on Facebook. We're available July 13th, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC.
Wow.
Tons of stuff going on. We're super excited.
Colin, thank you so very much. You have definitely, I'm pretty sure, enraged masses to go out there and slaw some aliens. Thank you, Rachel, for being here as well. Guys,
thank you.
We have a little bit more to go, so don't go anywhere. You've been doing fantastic. See you soon.
It sounds like... It sounds like Left 4 Dead with extra steps. Yeah, it really just sounds like Left 4 Dead, but with an alien skin instead of zombie. I mean, still looks interesting. Just, you know. Then again, not a whole lot that you could really do in those kinds of situations. I mean, at least this one, it's not just running for it. You're actually getting to fortify and make your own weapons and stuff, but it's interesting. I forget if they said how much it cost, though. I don't know. Back to Pixel Piracy. Yeah, Pixel Piracy definitely is not built to be able to handle all of these, well, everything on the map at the same time. And yet, I don't even have it half full yet. Close. Only need 2 more slots filled, and then I'm halfway to their, what it looks like their max. But still. Okay. They're coming to me now. What are you doing? Get away from my panda. Did I lose somebody? No. I don't know what's going on there. And here we go.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bathtub Guy, and we're here at E3 to take some looks at this new game I'm going to show you right now. Trover Saves the Universe. Let's give it a look. Oh, whoa. Whoa, there's some action platforming stuff in this little piece of shit. I'm the Bathtub Guy. I'm always in my bathtub, but, you know, that's not about me right now. It's about this game. Whoa, look at that. That's exciting footage I just saw. Oh, I'm playing it right now. Look at me. I'm a cool cucumber over here playing this cool game. Jesus Christ! Oh my God! Somebody call 711 because that's the emergency dial number for this in this weird part of the galaxy. Because this is the sci-fi based thing. Help! He's got electrocuted.
Hey, I'm Zeke. I'm the Twitch guy. Here I am being on Twitch. I'm having a great time. Look at me. I'm here with Justin. Justin and Eric and Kelly. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty
good today.
Excellent. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
We're here to talk about this. Is a brand new game, yeah?
Yeah, brand new, hot off the presses. Well, no, it's not off the presses yet, but
hot off the digital.
Hot off the.
There you go.
Yeah,
Typed
there you
it
go.
up just today.
Called Trover Saves the Universe.
Yeah.
Now we saw a little bit of gameplay in the trailer there, but it really doesn't give away like what the fucking game is about. Yeah. So if you could tell me maybe a little bit about what the game is about.
Yeah. So you are a Chairorpian from the planet Chairorpia, where everyone sits in chairs. It's very, it's part of their culture. It's an important cultural thing for that society. And you had 2 dogs, and you were very much the black sheep of the city, and your dogs were kidnapped by this evil beaked villain monstrosity named Glorkon, and he took your dogs and shoved them into his eye holes, and the dogs gave him great power, and he's using that power to act out incredibly destructive plans that are going to affect the entire cosmos. And so you being the owner of the dogs, you are found by this character named Trover, who's this purple guy, purple character. He also has little creatures stuffed into his eyes. He's a parasitic, hole-based life form, much like the big bad evil villain. And Trover initially was there to get you, bring you to his boss, get his space money, and go. When you get to the boss, you discover the stakes have been raised and that you and Trover are going to need to work together and set forth on this large intergalactic adventure.
Now, I have to know, did you, like, what sort of research went into, like, did you practice, like, sticking things in your eyes?
Oh, yeah.
To make the...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby.
We've switched
that a couple times. Yeah.
You're like, dogs,
Yeah.
they work, cats, no.
Oh, yeah.
No, you could honestly, dude, you could have made that entire thing up right now.
No, it's actually not about that. It's
Okay.
it's actually not that.
Wait,
It's
are you joking?
yeah. It's a battle royale where you no.
Yeah, dude.
No, all that is real. It's very
Okay.
weird. Listen, the game is weird. It's a weird ass game, but it's a lot of fun. And what's I guess pulling back from all that crazy narrative stuff, because I feel like that's a lot to dump on people, and it's sort of paced out, well in the game as you sort of ramp into it. But what's interesting about the game is it's a first-person, third-person game. So if that makes any sense. So like
It doesn't.
So it's insane. We didn't realize it until
Okay.
it's the world's first fourth-person game. We didn't realize it until quite deep into development. They're like, oh my God, we're making a third-person, first-person game. So like you are in the game as you, or as a Chairorpian, but it's you. You're in the game, right?
Yeah.
But then you're also controlling your partner Trover. Now, Trover is lazy. He doesn't really want to work all that hard, so he's given you the ability to control him by way of one of the power babies in his eyes. He unplugs it and plugs it into your controller.
Okay.
And then that's sort of like a remote control transmitter receiver. So you're transmitting the controls, he's receiving them. So he's like the third person platformy, action combat character. But he very much has a mind of his own, so he'll be commenting quite a bit about what you might be doing or choices you might be making and how you're using him in the game.
You jump him off a cliff and he's like, what the
Yeah,
hell,
what the
man? You just jumped off a cliff.
What the fuck, man?
So, yeah,
How do you switch between the two modes, though? Do you get to choose whenever you want, whether you're playing in third person or
Well,
in
no, I
first?
mean, you by default, you're always in first person because you are there in the world with Trover. You are very much there. The characters in these worlds talk to you. Trover talks to you.
Oh, dude, I just put it together. The chair, what is it?
Chairorpian.
The Chairorpian, because with the PSVR, you sit there and you're like, and you're that guy, and you're looking down, and oh my God!
And then
all right.
and then this is where it gets crazy. Is in the if you play the game just on PS4 non-VR, if you just play it without the VR headset at all, that's when we were like, oh my God, we're making a first-person, third-person game, and that's when because like in VR, it's like, oh yeah, of course you're there and you're controlling Trover and like so on and so forth. But when you're like just playing it on the TV in regular mode, non-VR mode, it's super trippy. It's like, wow, we made a first-person, third-person game that actually works really well. It's not clumsy. It's like it feels good. You know what I mean? And because you have abilities as the player,
right?
And then Trover has abilities and both you and Trover get upgrades throughout the course of the game that enable you to do all kinds of weird, interesting things.
And you were saying backstage. There's kind of a cool thing that happens with the jokes.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, we're very aware of you as the player. We're very aware of what you're doing. and you know, it's walking that tightrope of not too much. You know, dialogue. We don't want to annoy anybody, but enough to where if you do something weird, we're gonna surprise you by knowing that you did something weird and have a line about it.
Yeah, like what character you jump off the cliff and it gets mad at you for doing it?
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Mario's always like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's very.
It'd be weird if Mario turned to the camera and was like,
What the fuck,
what
dude?
are you doing?
What the fuck?
It's a very self-aware game.
I only got 3 lives here.
I mean, and the key thing too is like, you know, very loose and fun, a lot of improv. You know, tonally, we wanted to bring that to games and just see how that feels. I think it's funny. I think it's always funny in animation where it's like, you know, hundreds of people worked on this, so much blood, sweat, and tears when animating this, and the voice track is like, you know, just loose and like, you know, if it's me or whoever, like laughing in the middle of a take, but we just kept it all in.
Yeah.
And then you're imagining all these people working hard to animate on top of that. And that's sort of the approach that we're taking with this game, where it's like, you know, we still do have a really great overarching narrative that is it tracks, and it's really, the stakes are big, and you know exactly what you need to do next, and it's this fun, awesome adventure across a bunch of different alien planets. But all the moment-to-moment stuff is like real loose and fun. And Trover as a character is like, you know, he's just in it for the space money, so he doesn't, you know, he doesn't give a shit. He's just having fun. And but yeah, like if you do something specific and weird, there's
The game notices.
There's more times than not. There's dialogue, and we're continuing to just cram as much of that stuff into the game. Because we have systems in place that sort of make that easy for us to like be able to, like, we're not having to sit there and like keyframe all the lip flap. We have a algorithm that just does it.
Our goal is to like get as much narrative as we can. Right?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
We automate all of those systems so that we are able to throw in a fuck ton of dialogue in some of the most surprising ways, to really mainly make the characters feel alive, make the worlds feel alive, and to surprise the player as much as we can. And I mean, it's nothing new. I mean, I feel like some of the best games have been doing that for a long time. But I think what's new I think the approach we're taking is new in that it's just really loose and silly and like
and humor is our
absurd.
number one.
Yeah, well, you come to expect it. Yeah, if you went out and made a serious game, people would be like,
But maybe that's kind of what you need to do next.
Yeah.
Right? Just freak them out, make them think about it.
Really serious.
A big part about your company is that you guys focus on VR a lot. Can you tell me why that seems to be a focal point of your games?
I mean, I just love VR. I mean, right now I'm sort of like, what VR needs is software. It needs like really good killer software, and I don't. And not to say that there isn't. There's some great games on VR, but I think we need a lot more. And then there's sort of the chicken and egg problem where it's like developers are a little hesitant to throw a ton of money into a VR game because you're running the numbers and you're like, well, there's only this many headsets out in the wild. There's, you know, the attach rate is only going to be this, you know, it's all that kind of crap. I just love VR, so I'm like, well, we're always going to sort of be making VR, but the sort of crazy epiphany that I had like literally 6 months ago was that, holy shit, I have a video game studio, and we could, with incredibly talented people working there, like we could make any kind of game we want. You know what I mean? So it's not to say that Squanch Games is always going to be VR exclusively, because that epiphany brought me to, I was designing all these games on paper that were all VR. But that epiphany started to make me realize, like, oh, I could design like a really awesome traditional game. So that's starting to happen. And then, of course, Trover, or a game that's both, like Trover, which truly does play really well, you know, just on a PS4. So if you don't have the VR headset, or if you're planning to get it down the road, the game's a great purchase because it's really fun in non-VR. But then if you eventually do get the headset, you can play it all over again and be in the world and experience it in a different way with different jokes and stuff.
I think that's a huge thing that people would love to know, that it is playable both VR and out of VR, and they have special things for each one.
Yeah.
Of course, I love my PSVR, and I use it all the time. It's the most it's the easiest thing to VR system to set up and use and just plug and play kind of a thing. So I'll be getting it, of course. It's a full-length game?
Yeah, full-length game.
Cool.
I mean, yeah, that's the other thing is we wanted to, I want more VR games that are nice, fun, full-length, narratives that aren't so cryptic. Like I want characters. I want, I want some of the stuff we see in traditional games on the VR side. So yeah.
When's it coming out?
It's going to be coming out early 2019.
Okay, Q1 2019?
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks.
That's the plan.
Awesome. That's the plan. Well, it's done when it's done.
Yeah. It'll be done when it's good.
That's right. Damn it.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, Justin, Eric, thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate it. I look for more updates.
That was a pleasure.
I had fun. Obviously, accounting was a blast, and I'm sure this one won't be any different. It'll be just a laugh fucking riot.
It'll make you chuckle. Oh, sorry.
No, I hate it.
It'll make you smile. Sorry.
We're keeping that in. We're leaving that in.
This is live.
That too. All right, don't go away. We got more coming to you live here at E3 from Twitch. Stick around.
Yeah. So, that looks fun. I would have liked to see a bit more of the gameplay, but just this idea that they are going to be... You are a player controlling the character and just breaking that fourth... Not breaking, shattering that fourth wall. That fourth wall is so gone. Also, hey there, Diego, if you are still here. Good to have you. Thanks for stopping by. Do remember to follow and subscribe to the channel if you can. It does help make sure I keep bringing this content and make sure you get updates. If you are watching this on YouTube, I do appreciate all of you joining me for E3 this week. Watching this coverage here. Looking forward to what this next year has for gaming.
PS4, and Xbox One.
Yeah. I got that the first 30 times you said it. They really repeat it way too much. All right. Now, what am I gonna upgrade here? Well, since I don't really have a use for that anymore, I'll switch to that. I'm gonna increase this to 20, and then the others on that. Thought I used them all. Alright, so him I am focusing heavily on the dex, so he's better with ranged weapons. Put that at 20. I'm gonna keep them more balanced. He's my fisher, so he doesn't wind up in... He's not very good in melee. Mostly because I'm too lazy to switch his character stuff over. You use an axe. I'm gonna dump everything into the strength. Do I have an upgrade for this? I mean, most of this is less because it's upgraded. Yeah, I'll dump all that in there. So coming up next is Scum, followed by Control, and then E3 2018 is over. I'm gonna get those balanced there. Tribal Columbus. At least 4 love handles. I'm gonna increase his dex here. Wow, this guy's stats are awful. There we go. You're pretty balanced now. Let's throw a bunch in there. Summon that. I'm gonna replace that long sword. You can have the red sword. Oh, the long sword's a little bit better. Probably because it's a higher level one. I like the fact that weapons upgrade in this game. It's kind of nice. My mouse does not want to stay where I have it. Wow, these are awful stats. First things first, let's go with intelligence, so he'll get more faster. It's basically what I do with them is get their intelligence score to 20, then I'll worry about everything else. This guy has amazing stats, at least. 100% dodge chance? Does that mean he literally cannot take damage? Is that what that means? That's what it implies. I'll give him that. Yeah, you can go learn how to clean. Most of my pirates are in their 40s, almost 50s. I just got these two that are 25. But both of them now have the fast learner skill, which means they should be able to do much better. Twitch is really late for Scum. It was supposed to start like 7 minutes ago. Wonder what's going on. Probably saying something in the chat about it, but I'm not in their chat. Onward!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Here we are at the E3. At the E3.
The E3.
The E3 from the Twitch. It's my last segment of the day. It's not the last segment, but it is my last segment, and I can already taste that beer.
You stop caring.
How about you guys?
Yeah, we've had beer all day.
Have you? Yeah, okay, that's right, because you're the Devolver.
That's why we're late. I'm sorry.
That's all good, man. We got DJ Tech Live joining us, Nigel from Devolver, and we got Darian from Gamepires. We're going to talk about a game called Scum. Scum. Hell yeah, man. So tell us a little bit about the game.
Well, I'll start because I want to get my time in because he knows all the details.
Okay, okay.
I can just give that broad stroke so I know what I'm doing.
You're the big picture guy.
It's a Super Max survival
sim game, much in the vein of something like a DayZ.
Okay, okay.
Except for what Game Pirates is doing is they think they're taking it kind of in the next era. So that all the systems, all the kind of things that you might associate with a traditional survival game like that are much deeper, much more complex. And so the fans of that game, we've seen a run towards Battle Royale.
Sure,
People
yeah.
somewhat abandon the traditional survival game. And this is kind of a return to that. And what they're doing is putting on a lot of bells and whistles and a lot of deep systems into this game. Character customization.
Oh, wow.
We can go into it a little bit later once we see some gameplay, but everything, it's not about just eating food, it's about what kind of food you're eating. You check out the actual nutrition of your character, the vitamin levels, things like that. So that's just an example of what those things are. And then it blends that traditional survival game with kind of some more PvP versus modes, because the entire game takes place in the future, and like Running Man, these are inmates on a show, right?
Okay,
And
so this is
it's all
filmed
broadcast.
and
It's
all
all
that stuff.
positioned
Okay,
from like
okay.
Tech One Network, and so what happens is the network will alert you players while they're in game, saying, "Hey, there's a versus kind of event going on," and you can elect to go into that. There's things all around the island, and it pits you in against other players to get top tier loot and things like that. So now I've given you the top down thing, and I probably don't know anything worthwhile after that. So Darian's gonna have to give everything, all the other details.
Should we go like question answer, or should I just talk?
Dude, hey, it's your show, buddy. You can just talk, man. It's all good. It's loosey-goosey around
okay,
here.
fair enough. So, what Nigel said before is, the game is set in the near future. The things in the world aren't going in the best way. So the multimillionaire companies are taking over. They're moving people from the islands onto the coast. Yeah, right. And they're putting all the prisoners, political opponents, and everyone on the island. Everyone who's against the regime goes there, right?
Right, sure, yeah.
And they call them scum because they want people to, don't feel attached to them.
Right.
Yeah,
Turn them into like they're animals. Get them out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And the main purpose of that is to dampen the people who are watching the show, what's happening on the island, so they don't rebel themselves against the regime, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, good point. Okay.
So what you're gonna be doing on the island, there are like 3 layers of gameplay.
Okay.
We call them it's something like an onion. You peel the layers.
Right.
Yeah,
Sure.
you just find more stuff underneath. So the first layer of gameplay will be something like,
Look at that UI, dude.
I got a lot of questions. Okay. The first layer of gameplay will be something familiar to DayZ players, Rust.
Okay.
It's hardcore survival taken to a whole new level.
Okay.
When you play survival games, what you do, you start bare naked, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to scavenge for things, craft things, find things. It's very hard,
Right.
And in between that gameplay, starting and finding players to shoot, you have to fill time with something like food, drinking, just to make the game not boring.
Right.
Yeah. What we're trying to do here is we actually made the most advanced replication of a metabolism in a human being.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Everything you eat, everything you do affects the player. And you can actually see the differences. The way you play the game affects your player, and you can see the differences in the performance. So maybe you made a buff guy, something like an Arnold Schwarzenegger type of guy.
Something like this.
Something like that.
Like male model.
Yeah,
something
exactly.
like that.
Yeah, so you expect, to knock people out with one punch, etc.
Right.
But what you got there is you have a man who depends a lot of calories to maintain his body mass, right?
Oh, so do you lose body mass if you don't?
Yes, you do.
What? No.
You have to keep up eating.
A big buff guy needs like 2,800 calories a day just being idle, doing basic things like walking, sitting, sleeping, whatever. But if you're gonna participate in events, fighting other players, carrying baggage and everything, you're gonna lose a lot more. So in the end, you could probably lose like 10,000 calories. And if you want to maintain that body mass, you have to find food. And you're in a survival game. Food is scarce. So your character is probably going to change. He's going to go towards the thinner side. He's going to grow a bit weaker.
Wow. Those are examples of the systems in place. It just takes everything much deeper. It's really neat. Same thing with combat. Same thing with, your medic, if you get poisoned, things like that. It's not just that superficial thing of like grab something anymore. It's you have to understand what's happening and why it's happening.
Yeah.
So you have to be really into survival games.
That's pretty insane because, I mean, some people don't even, in real life, don't even look at their vitamin intakes.
I guarantee they take more care of themselves in Scum than they do in real life.
Yeah,
for
no
sure.
shit. The underlining real message is
What
you
I
need
have
help.
to say is that all that, vitamin intake, food, is totally optional.
Right.
You don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
In the bottom left of the screen, you can actually see it overly simplified presentation of all you have to worry about. Your health, your stamina, your hydration, and your energy.
Okay.
But if you want to go deeper and you want to really make a super turbo killing machine, you can actually do it. You can stay fit, you can watch what you eat.
Okay.
Is this a zombie?
We call them puppets.
Puppets, okay.
Yeah, because they're ex-convicts.
Oh,
Because
okay.
this is season 2 of the show.
Okay.
Season 1 is already over.
Okay.
Every prisoner has a little BCU monitor on his, head,
Oh, sure,
a
yeah.
chip that actually sends signals to the server in real time, and it monitors all your body functions, your heart rate, your breathing, and everything.
Oh, so the audience is seeing this as well?
You as well as a player can see it. you
Right.
know. And later, as the game progresses, maybe not in early access, but later we plan to add a storyline, missions.
Okay.
And your main mission will be to leave the island. You're gonna leave the island by removing the chip from your head so the company doesn't know where you are. They
Right,
can't
sure.
locate you anymore, right?
Okay.
But once you remove the chip, you're gonna lose the user interface that the chip is giving
Oh,
you.
wow. That's
So
really interesting.
you're gonna have to play in a whole new way.
Okay.
Also, if you wanna, we have all kinds of specializations in the game, like skills. And maybe to remove the chip, you're probably gonna have a couple of guys working together as a team.
Right, yeah.
We're counting on players being, totally human, trying to trick one another, etc. Because if you have 4 guys,
It's a nice
and
way of putting it.
there's only, only one guy is leaving the island.
Right.
Because you have, for example, one guy that's very good at medical skill. He can operate on the chip.
Okay.
You have a demolitions guy who's good because the chip has explosives. Once you remove it, there's a chance it's going to go off, right? And you also have a guy that's good at programming and electronics to deactivate all the, functions.
Holy jeez.
So you have to trust 3 other guys to help you leave the island.
Wow.
That it is so amazing. How long have you been working on this?
Oh, well, it was actually like a year and a half of just pen and paper, writing down all the things, metabolism
Sure.
and everything. And then after that, we start working on the game, and it's like 2 years of development.
Wow, man.
And it's much for a 15-man team.
Yeah, it's 15
right?
guys in the house for
Yeah.
Croatia. It's amazing.
Oh my God.
We actually started with 6 guys, so yeah, complete chaos.
There, you can actually check out more information on scumgame.com if you want to look there. It says it's coming out August 2018.
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Somewhere in the August month.
Somewhere in the August, anywhere in the August month.
Yeah.
The game is called Scum. It's probably pretty easy to find if you look for it. God dang, this game looks so deep. We don't have near enough time to talk about it, but thank you guys for showing it off, the little piece that we got. We got more stuff right here, Twitch, E3. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We'll be back.
Holy crap, that sounds complicated. Holy. So, you have to keep track of all of these nutrients and everything in your body. And then you have to make allies with 3 people, all of them knowing that only one of you are going to be able to escape. Which, I just... Wow. It is really in-depth, complicated. I don't know if I'd touch that thing with a 100-foot pole. It sounds a bit more than I want to do. Oh, they're coming up, disappeared. Well, they've got one more game coming, and then the after show, or whatever they call it. Do remember, if you guys are enjoying the content, to follow and subscribe to the channel. We do also have a Patreon at patreon.com. Are they just ending it now? Okay. Apparently it's gone to... Next up is Control, and now it's gone from show close to question mark, question mark, question mark. Interesting. Wow, when Pixel Piracy has the rain going, it's not my computer. Definitely not my computer on this. I think the game's a little too simple for everything that they try to put into it. Let's throw down... Oh, I'm good on those. But yeah, that Scum game is... Isn't that Devolver Digital? Holy crap. Just a little too much thrust into that thing. In my opinion, at least. Am I sailing? I thought I told them to sail. World map. I'm gonna check out one of these Imperial things, because I'm a little curious about them. Every time I try to sail, the game stops responding for a moment.
Hello everyone, Kelly Link here, E3 on Twitch 2018. I got Thomas Sam and Okadrian here with me, and we're going to be looking at Control, but it was once called Project 7.
P7, but was it Project 7?
Was it?
Project 7, yes. Yeah, I mean, we like mysteries. We were not ready to tell anything about what we are working on, and it depends on how you count. It's the 7th game from Remedy. So
I mean,
Project 7 does kind of make sense.
It does.
Yes, yeah.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, you're talking about mystery and everything, and this game is mysterious in itself. We actually have a gameplay being shown right now. Tell me a little bit about the story and the world that we're jumping into.
Yeah, I mean, as said, a lot of mysteries. The whole thing is centered around this secretive government agency called Federal Bureau of Control. And they deal with the unexplainable. They go out and seek it, and you know, events where our reality has somehow been twisted and intruded upon by strange forces. And sometimes they find these altered things, altered objects that they bring back to their headquarters, and they try to replicate them and control them to their own ends. Their headquarters is this mysterious, mystical place called the Oldest House. It's located in Manhattan outwardly. It's this brutalist architecture, featureless concrete skyscraper. Inside, it's a place of power that is vastly bigger than the
imagery
inside. Outside would lead you to believe.
The imagery is so unsettling. Where are you guys getting inspiration from? Who is coming up with this?
Well, I mean, we're based in Finland, so we do pretty well with crazy.
Yeah, we enjoy, you know, in pop culture, weird, strange, out there things, stories, and with this one, we just wanted to be, you know, we are excited about these things, we are passionate about these things. Let's, you know, go out there, let's go crazy, and this is what came out. So you know, the literary genre we are being inspired by is new weird. which is this, you know, a sci-fi subgenre where you know, our reality in some ways is
a bit David Lynch.
Yeah,
Okay.
dream logic, you know, magical thinking, ritualistic thinking, you know, ideas that some things are not connected by causality, but by the meaning we give them, so that there are symbols, and if you deal with the symbol, you are actually affecting the real thing. And that's how, you know, reality works inside the oldest house. And if you know the right rules and rituals, the house, you know, you can control the house, and it changes its shape, and the floor plan shifts, and suddenly there is a doorway where there wasn't one before. Now, you know, Jessie, our hero, has had a run-in with the unexplainable when she was a young child, and she's been looking for answers. She comes here now, you know, and she's looking for those answers, but this is the worst possible time to come for a visit because, you know, even though the Bureau tries to control these things, sometimes they are not successful. And now the whole Bureau has been invaded by this supernatural hostile force called the Hiss that has possessed most of the agents here and changed them and really possessed the whole building. And here we saw just now Jessie doing a ritual to push the Hiss away and regain control, and the house reacts, the building reacts, and suddenly there is a way forward.
You went looking for the otherworldly, and then the otherworldly went looking for them instead.
Yes.
Seems.
Well,
That's very, very well
yeah,
said.
yeah. Sometimes that is the danger.
So what you're seeing here, like in the combat, so Jessie's got supernatural abilities, so we're using levitate here, and you saw there's quite a bit of destruction going on, so environments are very, very reactive. And as Jessie uses her powers, nice animation glitch there. Hey, game's not finished. And she's using the service weapon here, which is this transforming gun that only the director of the Bureau can use.
Oof. It's kind of like, you know, our modern spin of the King Arthur legend that Jessie finds this gun. It's an object of power. It's one of these altered things, and it's been at the...
Death by forklift is
yes,
cool.
yes, always nice. The gun has been at the Bureau for a long time, and it really is this thing that you know, whoever is deemed worthy to wield it is the director of the Bureau, and the previous director is dead. Jessie picks up this gun, she goes through a trial, she's deemed worthy, and now she is the new director. She doesn't really know what that means. Player doesn't really know what that means, but here we are and dealing with this mess at hand.
God, that blur when they throw things at you and you kind of change angles really quickly is so cool.
I like that watercolor VHS effect. It reminds me of Hakai, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, you see it right away. I'm in awe of the color direction. I'm so used to seeing so many games that have this top brown overlay and gray. You've already introduced elements of foreground blue, background red, red oval overlay, and then the bits of yellow right there. Can you discuss what decision you made in terms of doing that?
Well, I mean, we have brilliant guys working on the art. Our art directors, Stuart McDonald and Janne Pulkkinen. There are a lot of visual elements going on, and that's, you know, the atmosphere and the visuals and audio. All of these things are really, really important parts of this experience to get this kind of dream-like feeling into it, and a lot of contrast as well. I mean, brutalist architecture, which is all about order and clarity, and then we have the Hiss and all of these unexplainable forces coming in that are very kind of shifting and chaotic, and then when they clash, interesting things happen.
We talked a lot about the story, and we don't have too much time left. The mechanics of the game, it's probably an action shooter, and then you have special abilities. Do you get all of them at the start, or are they something that you find? Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we like to think of it as action-adventure. Like, we're careful about using the word shooter because, like, yes, there is action. You got the combination of the supernatural abilities, you got the service weapon, but there's a lot of exploration, kind of figuring out what's going on in the oldest house. Now, You do get the abilities pretty early on because they're fun to use, so we don't want to hold back too much. But then there has to be that right progression as well. But the balance we're going for is like we don't kind of want to. It's kind of like a 50-50 kind of thing that you can use the abilities, you can use the service weapon, and it should be that you have to kind of use both. But it's up to the players. We just want to give a lot of choice to the players.
Hey, Kadrian, any more questions before we send
intimidated.
this off? It looks so cool, and I mean, I am a big David Lynch fan, and he kind of has that weird, you don't really know what's going on, and I just want to understand what the hiss is, why are there floating people everywhere? It's so cool.
Well, hey, in 2019,
Yeah,
we can.
2019, what consoles?
PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC.
Perfect.
Thank you, Thomas, Sam. Thank you so much. Kadrian, of course, thank you for joining me here and showing us this beautiful game, Control, coming from Remedy, everyone. Do not go anywhere. This is the end of the show, but we are going to have one more segment right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, so that game looks very interesting. I like the visuals. I like the idea of these kind of telekinetic abilities. I'm hoping to see that it turns out to be a really good game. I'm sure it will. I mean, just looking at what they've already got, and the fact that they want to keep a mystery element to it, I think it's going to turn out well. So apparently they have added a surprise little event here. Which, I mean, is fine, because I've got time. I've got plenty of time for it. But yeah, don't forget, after E3 is done, there is still more from me today. I will be streaming Depth and possibly some other party kind of games. +2 Destroyed? And that's odd. Apparently I got something that's destroyed out of that, plunder. Are they back?
Well, the ones before you did too. Because they believed that they were in control. And control
Doesn't look like it. Another advertisement. Here on Pixel Piracy, I'm trying to sail. I'm almost out of cannons. Or out of bombs for the cannons. This is a... Oh, Hellblade. Okay. Trying to get on Pixel Piracy. I'm trying to get over to a nearby, or to the town to turn in this bounty. It's not going the best.
Game, record, and stream without compromise. Only on Intel Core i7.
Bum bum bum.
Walk in the rave like check this. Got one more for the set list. Walk in the spot and I drop one track. Know who the best is.
So, I guess that's why they changed it to the question thing. Pixel Piracy, I wish that after everybody is dead on the ship, you could just, you know, switch straight to boarding range to actually go loot it. Because there's stuff that drops on them when you kill the pirates and such. And having to wait for it to get close enough. And then again, they probably don't expect us to be coming back to this area when you're got cannons and such. Boom! Where the hell am I going? Oh, I see. It had me go this way, and now I can go up to it. So I've got 2 more ships to blow up before I'm actually to the town. Which is okay, because blowing up ships gives me money. I should pay my crew. Really need to get more fruit put down, but I can't without us being docked. Engage. I'm really curious what they've got coming up here. They said they've got 1 more segment, so they must be getting set up for something. I hope we're not just sitting here waiting and it is going to be the end of the E3 stream stuff. But we'll find out here whenever they come back, you know? 1 more pirate to deal with. Then I've made it. For probably very little money. This slideshow is just awful. Engage.
Gentlemen, welcome back. This is E3 on Twitch.
Here we go.
And like this is it. Like that is a wrap. It has been 5 days, starting with the press conferences, going through the expo days. I think we had over 100 different developers, I think over 100 different segments. It's been a wild ride. I'm DJ Wheat, joined by not only Kadrian and Anna Prosser Robinson, 2 of our hosts, but also special guest. We got Josh joining us from SubNation. Josh, how is it going, sir?
Phenomenal. What an incredible E3 this was this year. Seeing a lot of great celebrations and people very excited to see titles they've been waiting for the longest time. Hashtag Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yep.
Cyberpunk 2077, my goodness. I
Yeah.
think CD Projekt Red has done it once again.
I mean, I gotta agree. First off, with the point that this has been one of the best E3. Everyone, there's not a single person I feel like could come out of E3 every year like, well, I feel like this group beat this group. And I thought everyone brought something and came to play. Certainly made me excited. So, but 2077 is my game of the show. I love it.
It looks phenomenal. I mean, SubNation's all about fashion, tech, music, the culture around gaming. And when you see the fashion in Cyberpunk 2077, I'm going, I want that jacket.
Right,
I
right,
want those pants.
right.
If they just need to have a buy this item directly from Amazon, boom, they should have it.
They
in the
had a
game.
couple of cosplayers over there, right? That had some of the clothing replicated from the game.
I have a mighty need.
Already started.
Please.
Even from the competitive side with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, I mean, I'm thinking about the tournament organizers right now. I mean, we have a big background in esports, and the FGC is phenomenal. Thinking now that players are responsible for bringing their own consoles, I think, is this going to be easier for tournament organizers now, or is it going to be tougher? So looking at that type of logistics in the future and the type of tournaments we're going to see and the amount of characters that we've seen from that game, everybody has so much to celebrate except Waluigi, so okay.
left out. You know what, the other thing, I mean, kind of looking back, and I definitely want to hear from you guys too, but, you know, we started this week off thinking every other game is going to be a battle royale. And at the end of the day, you know what? About the right amount of battle royale games, I think, were announced, talked about, expected, etc.
But you know what every other game was?
What?
Was post-apocalyptic.
Post-apocalyptic.
America is ending. Everything goes to crap.
Art reflects life. Life reflects
Right?
art.
Yeah. You know what we got this year is we got either, wow, look how messed up the world is about to be, and just ignore your problems, look how cute.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we got.
Okay.
Yeah,
right?
I'll take them both.
But I think it's the beauty of our culture too, is it's up to us to save it. So why not learn how to survive
Gotta
on
be
your
a
own?
hero, both in game and out. Okay, and what about you? What was the damn, for the show?
Everything was damn for the show. Mostly because, look, I feel like I was saying it backstage. For every 5 games that you wanted to show up and you were sad, no Animal Crossing,
Right.
you got 10 more games that you didn't know you wanted. Like
that's true.
Octopath Traveler came out, and I was like, wow, I want to play that game. Wolfenstein Youngblood. I mean, that's a given. And then in the post-apocalyptic world of everything blowing up, he comes by, Keita, and says, how about Watama? We hold hands. It's like Katamari. And I'm like, man, I feel good inside now. I'm ready to play video games again. And that makes me happy to be an avid gamer and want to see more things in the future involving this kind of stuff.
I really love the memes that we saw online because there was no Mortal Kombat 11 announcement, which a lot of people were kind of thinking there would be.
Yeah.
But honestly, Injustice 2 is a phenomenal game. We have the Injustice 2 Pro Series going strong for this year. So I'm looking forward to more DC superheroes fighting.
Yeah.
But maybe in the future we'll see. Ed Boon will let us know when he wants to let us know. But until then, NetherRealm's still going to keep kicking butt.
But that's the thing, though. We didn't get that, but we get Soul Calibur 6 and we get Dead or Alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for everyone, we get another 2 right there.
Yeah, Geralt of Rivia, I'm down.
I actually never made it to the show floor, so I'm just throwing it out there right now. I was gonna ask Josh, did you head over there? I lived vicariously through the social media of all my friends that are here.
I did, and a huge shout out to the people that put together E3 because it felt like the crowds weren't that difficult to navigate through. It felt like the space was way better this year. And the fashion, my friend, the fashion, especially the sneaker game at this E3 was phenomenal. Phenomenal. It was awesome.
I've had nice kicks all week. I've been over there with the cameras up high.
I know, man. We haven't been able to show off our shoe game very well, but that's okay.
That's okay. Next year, right?
I mean, I'm
what you got,
rocking
man?
the Pumas right now, man.
My man.
Yeah,
I'm wearing
comfort and
Allbirds,
style.
and I'm gonna lose this sneaker battle here, so I'm just gonna stay off that. So, you know, technically E3 is a wrap, but as a part of what you guys are doing with SubNation, you kind of are also getting ready to kick off the official E3 after party, right?
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know me. I'm a big dancer. I love to party. And when it comes to SubNation, we're all about that culture. We want to elevate and celebrate the culture of gaming. And with us, we love to play video games, but we also take a look at what are they wearing? What is their style? What type of music do they listen to? What music do we listen to when we play? And we can go out and have a great social experience as we've seen from esports events. Let's mix in more of that musicality. Let's mix in more of this is going to be a social event for everybody. That's what we're about. Tonight, it was going to be lit. We have Deadmau5 performing along with some other great musical guests.
Twitch streamer, you know, gamer, obviously
Very
musician.
talented. Yes.
Last thing is musician.
Yeah, very talented. Well, our pre-show starts right at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and then at 11 o'clock Eastern time, Deadmau5 is going to kick it off.
Okay.
That's
well,
awesome.
That's going to be over on the SubNation, right?
Yes.
And we're going to be hosting it here on Twitch, but I understand you brought us a little video so we can get a tease.
I did.
All
Let's
right.
go ahead and take a look.
Roll it.
Human ain't the boys. Hold up. Let's go. You man ain't the boys.
Just a little taste of what you might experience tonight, and part of what was happening throughout the duration of E3. If someone is here, because obviously a lot of people still tune in, is there like a way that people can come and celebrate if they're here at E3, or is
If they got their ticket, then they're
Okay,
definitely going to go
all
in.
right,
It's at
well,
the Novo, and we're sold out. We're at capacity. So if you want to try to get in, do your best. But it's,
So the answer might be no, but don't worry because it'll be streamed on the
exactly. You can have a party in your house as well by joining us online.
Awesome. That is well. First off, thanks, Josh, for stopping by. And it's so crazy after 5 days to like be at this point. You kind of want I'm ready for E3 to keep going a few more days, but we have to give you guys a break sometime, right? It's been 5 days, and you still have an after party to check out on the Sub Nation. I just want to thank our hosts, of course, Anna, Adrian, Rachel, Kelly, Kira, and DJ Tech Live, all of the guests that came from all the various game companies, developers, etc. Also the co-streamers. You guys were amazing. People were covering it from around the world, whether that was in English or Spanish or Korean or Russian. It was awesome to see. And you, right? Because many of you stuck it out, 5 days of coverage right here. You had a choice and you made it Twitch, and we thank you for that. And, there's one person that I also need to thank, and that, of course, is the production team.
Yeah.
Production team, you're amazing. We thank you so much. And actually, there is one other person. I was going to see how long I could go for, but Zeke too, we love you, Zeke.
Yeah, Zeke, I guess.
So the good news is that one of my favorite things about E3 is during the press conferences. And, they go through all this stuff, and maybe you think it's over, and then they're like, yo, we got one more thing. So, been saving the best for last. Official announcement here, right on Twitch. We love that you joined us here this year. Thank you so much. We will definitely see you again next year. But we do have one more thing for you. Thanks for joining us so much. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to check out that after party on the Sub Nation. We'll see you next time. We're out of here. Peace!
Wow. I have heard so much. I have heard so many people wanting Skate 4. I am impressed that Twitch got this reveal. Oh no. I'm not that interested in it, but that was fun. I was like, wow, they get that reveal that apparently a lot of people want. Well, let's see, is there anything coming up next? I don't know. I doubt it.
Si te pido un beso, vendámelo. Yo sé que estás pensándolo. Llevo
All right, I am assuming that is the end. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining me here on Twitch. That was E3 2018. A long 5-day journey. I'm tired. Thank you all so much for joining. I really appreciate the support here on the channel. Do come back in about an hour. About an hour, I'm gonna be live with some depth, maybe Tower Unite. We'll see what else the evening holds for us. But either way, thank you all so much for your support. Do remember to follow and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, I am live every single day, so do come check me out. Also check the description on the video or the channel itself. We will be... there are multiple places you can join me, from Twitter to Telegram, Discord, all those good places. We also have a Patreon at patreon.com/ZGFgaming. Your support really makes it so I can continue to bring you this content. Otherwise, as I said, join me in an hour for some depth, and I bid you all adieu.